Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. As August is coming to a close, we end the month with midweek League Cup action. It is the second round and we have League 2 Salford City taking on recently relegated to the Championship Leeds United. Since promotion to League 2 in 2019, Salford have only reached the League Cup second round once before, and that led to an away defeat to Everton at Goodison Park. So if an upset occurs tonight, it will be the club's first ever time in the third round of this competition. For Leeds, they have won this competition once before, back in 1968, and last reached the final in 1996. But in recent times, the club have only reached as far as the fourth round, crashing out to Arsenal back in 2021. But this is the second meeting ever between the two sides. The battle was last won by Leeds, where they travelled to Salford and won 3-0, with Nketiah, Berardi and Click giving Leeds the victory that night when they were managed under Marcelo Bielsa. But tonight, 4 years on from their first meeting, will we get a repeat with Leeds progressing, or can Salford craft an upset under manager Neil Wood? Back then, they were managed under Graham Alexander and Leeds were under Marcelo Bielsa, and a lot has changed in 4 years. Between both sets of teams of the matchday squads, only 3 remain, and they are all for Leeds. Stuart Dallas is still at Leeds, Patrick Bamford is still at Leeds, but they're both injured and not in the squad tonight. And Jamie Shackleton started. He's the only player who's in the 2 matchday squads tonight who was in it previously 4 years ago. He's at right back today for Leeds. So it's a lot has changed in 4 years. It's also the second round this time. They last faced each other in the first round, where obviously Leeds went on to win that one 3-0. It's in the same place as well, Peninsula Stadium. Can hold just over 5,000 supporters. Originally called Moor Lane, but due to sponsoring and all that, it is the Peninsula Stadium. Kickoff is just under 6 minutes away. I'm going to go through both lineups, as you can see on screen, in a little bit more detail for tonight's game. Salford taking on Leeds, second round of the League Cup. Salford owns Leeds. Well, we'll wait and see with that one. Obviously, quite a golfing class. A division in between, obviously Championship, League 1, then League 2, Premier League. Was Leeds home for a few seasons until they were relegated last season in 19th place. Only picked up 7 wins out of the 38 games they played, conceding 78 goals, which is absolutely ridiculous. Conceding so many goals. Goalkeeper who's on the bench tonight, or one of them anyway for Leeds, Elan Meslier, played the majority of last season, 34 games. 34 games, conceded 67. I'm going to be back in just a second. I'm just going to try and sort out this internet problem. I'll be back in literally just a second. Bear Hello, we are back. Apologies about that. If you are here, make sure you do stick around, as we are now all set to go. We have kicked off. To be honest, don't know who kicked off, but we've got Salford kicking left to right and Leeds right to left. It is Nonto attacking down the... Oh, there's a foul on Joe Gelhardt from Adrian Mariappa. Sorry, I'm much better prepared than this usually, but my internet is playing games with me once again, like the other day. So in a dangerous position. There's the timer. There we go. It is Alex Cairns in net, the captain tonight for Salford City. And it's Somerville with the free kick on the left side of the box, bound 20 yards out. Perfect distance for a free kick. Somerville takes over the ball. It's an easy catch into the hands of Alex Cairns. And Salford can try and counter-attack. As with his left boot, Cairns sends it down the right-hand side, deep into the Leeds half. Nonto tries to defend, but it falls right the way through to Luke Bolton in the final third on the far right-hand side. Goes round the Italian, enters the box, down the byline, pulls it across, it's hit towards goal. And Salford's number 9, Callum Hendry, diverts it just wide of goal. Wasn't far away. Great move from Salford after defending the free kick through Alex Cairns. And the goalkeeper's one who sent it down that right channel. Found former Man City winger Luke Bolton, who took on Willie Nonto down the Salford right towards the byline. Hjelde couldn't stop the cross at left back for Leeds. And then the ball across was a good one. It did land to Callum Hendry's foot, but he could only divert it wide. But it's a good start. Just under 3 minutes in, still 0-0. Two big chances for both sides. One a free kick for Leeds, which was put into the hands by Somerville, and then that strike from Callum Hendry, about 6 yards out. Couldn't quite get onto it properly. It's in the left back area. Tilt for Salford, sends it down the line. Falls only as far as Charlie Cresswell for Leeds, the young centre-half, at the age of 21. Spent last season on loan at Millwall, where he scored 5 league goals, 2 of them on his league debut for the club last season. Ampadu, halfway inside his own half, releases it to Strout, captain tonight for Leeds, to left back Hjelde towards halfway, where Joe Gelhardt tries to turn, but he's tackled fairly, says the referee, by number 14, Stevie Mallon for Salford, and they're back in possession with experienced centre-half Adrian Mariappa. Clips in towards tall striker Matt Smith, who helps it on towards Callum Hendry, but loses that to Strout. It's now Nonto in his own half, down the left-hand side, forced all the way back towards his own goal, and it's a misplaced pass towards Matt Smith. Can't quite get onto it. He's tackled on the edge of the 18-yard box by Charlie Cresswell, and Leeds come out with the ball. No way Salford beat Preston in the first round. Yep, they beat Preston in the first round. It was 2-2 after 90 minutes. They did go 2-0 up Salford, and they were able to win it 4-2 on penalties. Matt Smith, Connor McElhenney, Stevie Mallon, and Luke Garbutt with the goal-scoring penalties. Nonto on the left, in the box, in the corner, takes on Shepherd, pulls it across. Rutter with the strike over the bar. Only around 7-8 yards out there. The French striker, Jorginho Rutter. Good skill there from Nonto to get beyond Liam Shepherd, the Salford right back. And about 7 yards out, the number 24 for Leeds, Rutter, was able to spin and get a left foot shot away, but just scoops it over the crossbar. Remains 0-0. Thanks, Jones. If you could like subscribe, that would be fantastic. Liam Shepherd tries to clear it down the right channel for Salford, but it's quickly blocked out for a throw-in by Willie Nonto, who's been wanting to leave Leeds, but with a few days left of the transfer window, it looks like the Italian winger will be staying put. Everton have had multiple bids rejected. I think one of the highest bids they put in was 18.8 million. So it looks like he will remain. That's on the edge of the 18-yard box for Salford. They play out from the back with Curtis Tilt, the Jamaican centre-back, to Luke Garbutt, left back down the line, just inside the Leeds half, with Callum Hendry, tackled strongly and fairly by Charlie Cresswell, the Leeds defender. It will be a Salford throw-in just on halfway on the far side. And there is Daniel Farke, German, manager of Leeds United. Has won 2 championship titles himself. The last one came in 2021, both with Norwich. And after he left Norwich, he had spells of Krasnodar and Mönchengladbach. Thrown in towards Matt Smith, the Salford striker, formerly of Leeds. But he's muscled off the ball and it's played back to Carl Darlow in the Leeds goal in his 6-yard box. Being pressed by Callum Hendry, but he shifts out to the right, only as far as Salford left back Luke Garbutt, who goes down the line himself, but no red shirts there to chase. It will run right through for a goal kick for Leeds, with Carl Darlow signed this summer on a free from Newcastle as backup to Elan Meslier. He's played all the minutes so far in the Championship, the French goalkeeper. And both of Carl Darlow's first 2 appearances for Leeds have come in the League Cup. This is the last one in the first round to Shrewsbury, where they won 2-1 at home. As a out from the back, it's Nonto dropped deep in his own half outside of his box to receive the ball and play it out to the right to Archie Gray, the 17-year-old central midfielder, breaking out this season under Daniel Farke. Started every single game so far this season. The 17-year-old, number 22. They're in the Salford half in the centre circle of Ampadu. Forward to Joe Gelhardt. Gets out to the left to Hjelde from left back, who's got forward in the final third. Back to the edge of the box to Joe Gelhardt, who spent second half of last season on loan at Sunderland. As they attempted to win promotion, but were stopped in the semi-finals of the playoffs. Still 35 yards away from goal with Gray. Ampadu, number 4 for Leeds, also signed in the summer. Tackled fairly by Callum Hendry, but then he's tackled strongly and fairly once again by Archie Gray. Down the left challenge, it goes to Nonso. He's going to be met by a strong challenge from Adrian Mariappa. I think Leeds will win the throw in there. Very strong from the 36-year-old centre-back there, Adrian Mariappa. It's actually going to be a Salford throw in the right-back area. Nonso got the last touch. Did seem like he got 2 hands in the back there. Bit of a push from Mariappa, but referee saw it as an okay challenge, as Matt Smith helps it on down the line for Salford from the throw-in. Only as far as Gray helps it forward for Leeds. Only as far as Mallon spreads it out left to Garbutt. It's now Watson back towards his 18-yard box to Mariappa. Goes to his right to right back Shepherd. Forward and inside to Mallon. Round the corner, looking down the right-hand side. Cut out by Hjelde. It's now Ampadu on halfway. Ball forward and inside to Somerville. He's gone from the right-hand side and he's come over to the left. Linking up here with Willie Nonso, number 29. Furthest left for Leeds. Tries to take on Shepherd again. Goes around the outside of him. Pulls it back in the box towards Somerville. Blocked by Mariappa. And cleared by Stevie Mallon. Who gets it up to Matt Smith. Who can't hold up the play and he's tackled cynically there. Archie Gray by Matt Smith. 6'6" striker, the 32-year-old, making his 75th Salford appearance. And as he received the ball, tried to hold it up, he lost it to Archie Gray and tried to recover and then fouled the young midfielder. And from the free kick, they worked it down the left to Nonso, forward in the box towards Hjelde. The ball's going to be seen out there by number 24, Luke Bolton for Salford. And it's a goal kick for the Ammies, the Salford nickname. But he's played every single minute so far. Archie Gray, the 17-year-old midfielder for Leeds, joined the club at under-9s level. His dad, granddad and uncle all played for Leeds as well. So he must have run in the Gray family, playing for Leeds and being a successful footballer. But the 6 appearances he's now made for Leeds, Archie Gray, they're the only 6 he's made for the first team. Didn't feature before this season on the pitch for the first team, but now he's getting a big supporter trust from Daniel Farke. Sorry if any buffering occurs at any point. Do apologise. Ball down the right channel for Salford there. They're aiming towards Luke Bolton, but just ran out of pitch and it went for a Leeds goal kick. It's been taken by Carl Darlow, sends it long into the Salford half, up towards Rutter. Headed down by Mariappa towards his centre-back partner Tilt, who has to get a slide challenge in there ahead of Somerville to win the ball back for Salford. And it can now be brought forward here. But it's lost there for Salford by number 7, Ryan Watson. It's now in the Salford half, Archie Gray. Good bit of skill there to find Rutter. Completes a 1-2, then feeds out wide left to Nonso. Cuts onto his right foot in the box. Nears the penalty spot. He strikes. It's blocked and it's out for a corner. Blocked by number 32 there, Liam Shepherd, the right back. Great play there from Archie Gray. Good bit of feet and a good flick back towards him as he received the pass from Rutter. Worked it to Nonso. He'd got away from 2 Salford challenges. As he struck it, it was scuffed in the end and in the 6-yard line. The Salford right back could clear out for a corner. going to be an outswinger here from Crescencio Somerville for Leeds. The centre-backs are both in the box. It's an outswinger. Header won by Tilt for Salford. And he's going to be met here by Stevie Mallon. He's bodied off the ball by Nonso, and the referee sees it as a fair challenge. It's Leeds back in possession in the Salford half. On the halfway line with Strauch. And Purdue on halfway. Salford push out from the back. Sorry, Cresswell. Across to Strauch, form with Ajax. Left back Yelder on halfway. Forward to Nonso. Tries to go inside towards Gelhardt, but he's tackled by Shepherd. And the ball comes out now with Salford. With Ashley in central midfield, number 4. Plays it to the right winger Bolton. Tries to go the long way around Yelder with a touch in front. And tries to go around the full back, but too much of a heavy touch and couldn't get there ahead of Strauch. And it could be seen out for another goal kick for Leeds. They're not afraid to attack this Salford side when they get the ball. Currently sitting 10th in the League 2 table. They picked up 7. Then they picked up 4 points from their opening 5. That's wrong, sorry. 7 points from their opening 5. Do apologise. It's not the worst start, sitting 10th for Salford. 2 wins came in the opening game against Forest Green, and then they also won again away from home to Tranmere 4-3. It's at home where they've struggled a little bit as Ashley breaks away here away from Ampadu in the Salford half. I mean in the Leeds half, and he's brought down by the Welsh international. It'll be a free kick for Salford. So the 2 home games they've had so far this season, Salford have ended with no wins. The first home game was to Crawley, where they drew 1-1, and then in their last game at the weekend they lost disappointingly 2-1 at home to Accrington Stanley. So they're struggling a lot at home, Salford, and they're picking up more of their points away. But nothing to lose here, really. All the pressure on Leeds to come out with a victory tonight. Free kick for Salford, around 35 yards away from goal, just towards more of the right-hand side. So it'll be an out-swinging crossing from Stevie Mallon. In the box, bit of pace towards Matt Smith, can't win the header. Drops to Somerville on the edge of the box. Tries to play it to his right, but it falls to Tilt, the Salford centre-back. But as Somerville released the pass, he was clipped late, and he'll win the free kick to make up from the poor pass that he just made, giving the ball away. Strauch over the free kick, deep inside his own half, goes short to Archie Gray in the Leeds midfield. Back to Strauch in the 18-yard box. Number 33, Hielder at left back. Down the line towards Gelhardt, who's just peeled out to the left-hand side, still in his own half. 1-2 with Nonso. Allows him to get away from Stevie Mallon, who still has to face back and play it backwards to Charlie Cresswell, who shifts it out to the right towards halfway to Jamie Shackleton, only player who featured in the last meeting between these two sides 4 years ago. Salford regain possession midway inside the pitch. It's now in the back with Curtis Tilt, signed on a free this summer from Wigan, where he played in the Championship last season. He's dropped a few divisions now to play in League 2. Luke Garbutt facing his own goal here, has to go back towards the corner flag to Curtis Tilt. Go to his goalkeeper Alex Cairns, who then clears first time, left footed up towards Matt Smith, who does win the header on halfway, but it drops on as far as Archie Gray's poor touch is pickpocketed here by Ryan Watson, who will drive down the left-hand side for Salford towards the Leeds final third here, or their defensive third. Cuts onto his right foot, lays it off into Luke Garbutt. First time crossing the box towards Matt Smith. It's a header won by Hielder. It'll fall to a Leeds man, but it can't be cleared far enough. Picked up by Stevie Mallon, who loses out now to Jorginho Rutter. He's got Somerville to his right, Nonso to his left. He'll play it to Somerville, right-hand side of the box. As he enters the box, he crosses it in, and it's scuffed, sliced, but over the bar and away for a corner by Liam Shepherd. The ball was dropping towards Willie Nonso at the far post, but it was an important clearance behind for a corner by Shepherd. It was poorly lost there by Stevie Mallon, whose previous club was in Turkey for Malatyaspor, where he left due to a wage dispute. But he lost the ball poorly in their midfield, and it was nearly turned into a goal for Leeds from the counter, but they played the corner short here. It's now with Somerville on the edge of the box, moving away from a Salford challenge and playing it back towards his own half, where it's Shackleton, out to the right to Nonso, loses out, and it can be driven now for Salford into the Leeds half. It's Callum Hendry on the left-hand side. Goes inside and finds Ashley, who's tackled strongly by Ampadu, and it's Leeds on possession again. Just outside their 18-yard box with Charlie Cresswell. Salford had never reached the third round of the League Cup. Only got to the second round once, and that came to Everton away. Last season was pretty poor as well for Leeds, for their standards. Knocked out in the third round by Wolves. Season before that, fourth round to Arsenal. They enjoy some possession in their own half here, Leeds United. Pascal Struijk, number 21. He's played all the minutes so far in the Championship. Was subbed on at half-time in the first round against Shrewsbury. Enters the Salford half with Somerville on the right-hand side. He's got Rutter inside, who'll play it to the number 24, who turns and looks forward and clips it wide left. Great ball into the final third now for Nonto. One-on-one with Shepherd. He's got his work cut out tonight. Goes towards the byline, then pulling it back with a first-time shot. Joe Gelhardt, 12 yards out on the angle. Tries to strike towards the far post, but drags it wide. Decent little opportunity there for Leeds. Great ball out to the left-hand side by Rutter. About 25-yard diagonal switch. And then Nonto, he looks like he's got Shepherd worrying here. The right back doesn't quite know what to do with the 19-year-old winger, who seems to be very quick with his feet. But that shot from Gelhardt was pulled wide. And Salford are on the ball in their own half, in the right back area with Shepherd. Goes into his 18-yard box to Adrian Mariappa, who was signed on a free contract as a free agent in March this year. Cairns clips up towards Matt Smith, can't find the striker. Headed down by Struijk to Archie Ground halfway. Dispossessed by Ryan Watson. It's picked up by Callum Hendry. Lays it off to the left-hand side to new left-back Luke Garbutt. Formerly of Everton. Goes for an early cross in the box towards Matt Smith. Can't touch it down. Drops in the end towards Cresswell, who tries to dribble out of defence. Tackled by Hendry, but the ball drops to Shackleton, who will keep possession for Leeds with his goalkeeper in his 6-yard box, Darlow. To his left, centre-back Struijk. As I mentioned, captain tonight at the age of 24. Up to Joe Gelhardt on halfway. Out-muscled by Mariappa, but the ball drops to Ampadu, who shifts it out wide right to right-back Shackleton, who will drive halfway into the Salford half and laid off to Somerville inside. Driving inside, centre of the field and the edge of the box. That's where he finds the pass to Nonso. In behind, looking for Gelhardt. Can't quite get around Luke Bolton. And it can be seen out well for a goal kick for his side. Good defending there by Luke Bolton. Remains 0-0. Go through the other scores. We've had some other kickoffs earlier on in the second round. But there is Neil Wood, who's in charge of Salford. Led them to the playoffs for the first time last season. Beaten by Stockport County in the semi-finals on penalties. First leg was at home and they won 1-0. Then the second leg was 2-1. Shepherd played out from the back. 1-2 with Mallon. Tackled strongly by Gray, but that's a fair challenge. Picked up in the left wing position by Gelhardt. Great place to win possession for Leeds. Deep inside the Salford half. Gray crosses towards no one in a blue shirt there. Playing in their away shirt today, Leeds. And it goes out for a goal kick. Was a coach for many years. Neil Wood at Manchester United. Brought the under-23s back into the top flight of the under-23s leagues in the Premier League 2, winning the league in the 2019-2020 season. Long ball. Finds Matt Smith with a goal kick. Flicks it down the right channel. Can't find a player in red. And it's back now with Carl Darlow in the Leeds goal. Calmly plays it to the edge of the box to Charlie Cresswell, who will drive with the ball. Not being pressed currently. Goes inside to his left to Ampadu. Signed from Chelsea this summer. Gets away from Ashley. Then out to the right to Shackleton. Keeps possession for Leeds. And they face and they go back to the 18-yard box with Cresswell. Back once more to Carl Darlow, who won the championship himself with Newcastle back in the 2016-2017 season under Rafa Benitez. So he'll bring some good championship winning experience with him to Leeds this season. They've worked it to the left to Nonto. Down the line to Rutter in the final third. 1-on-1 with Stevie Mallon. Tries to go around the outside of him, and he does do so down the byline. Tries to cut in as well, but Shepherd helps his teammate out and concedes the corner with a good challenge there, doubling up on Rutter. He was signed in January from Hoffenheim for £35.5 million. Jorginho Rutter scored his first goal for the club at the weekend in their 4-3 away win at Ipswich. They're wanting to be scoring a lot more goals this season. The 21-year-old Frenchman. As it'll be an in-swinger from Crescencio Somerville. The number 10 for Leeds. In-swinger. It's a deep one. Header won though by Ashley for Salford. It falls out to the right side to Archie Gray. He relaxes play. It goes back to the last man standing at the back for Leeds, and that's Shackleton. Goes inside to Strauch, who's come back from inside the Salford box to help his team at the back. It's now Shackleton again. Playing right back today, can also play central midfield. It's Gelhardt on the edge of the box, tries to go inside towards Rutter, tries a 1-2 but can't find the Frenchman, and the ball will run right through to goalkeeper Alex Cairns. Got some scores here going across the screen, so it's Bolton 1, Middlesbrough 1, Birmingham 0, Cardiff 1, Bristol City, Norwich and 0-0, Exeter leading Stevenage 1-0, Fulham 1-0 up against Tottenham at home, Luton 2 up to Gillingham, Plymouth leading Crystal Palace 1-0, Sheffield Wednesday 1 up at Mansfield, Stoke 3-1 against Rotherham, Leicester being held 0-0 at Tranmere, Wrexham are being beaten by Bradford 1-0. They're not all the scores, I'll go through more of them, and we've got a proper break in play. So we've got a throw in here for Salford in their right back area. Throwing down the line towards Matt Smith. Helped on inside looking for Callum Hendry, but it will be Cresswell to get there first. Just inside his own half, and he'll release number 17, Shackleton, who joined Leeds back in 2006. 2 starts this season so far for Shackleton against West Brom and Birmingham. Out to Hjelde at left back. Midway inside the Salford half. Goes down the line further forward to Nonto. Looks to cut inside onto his stronger right foot. Plays the ball across to Gray. Furthest right now is Shackleton. Everything to his left. Try to take on Luke Garbutt. Enters the box. Lays it off into Somerville, but he's got 3 Salford players ahead of him. But gets it through the gap to Rutter. 1-2 into Somerville. 8 yards out. Tries to poke it towards goal. Deflects off a red shirt. And that should go behind, I think, for a corner. Somerville, the Dutchman, causing havoc. Linking up with Rutter. And forcing a shot at goal. Even though there's so many red shirts in the box, Somerville was still able to poke a shot towards goal, which was deflected behind for a set piece for Leeds. He's done a few of those flicks so far, Jorginho Rutter, and they've come off with his link-up play. Short corner taken. Nonto and Somerville linking up. It's now Nonto. Fakes the first shot. Tries to go down towards the byline. He's tackled, but the ball drops to Somerville. Left-hand side of the box. Fancying a strike off the post. And can be cleared away. First chance where we've nearly seen the net bulge. Somerville with the strike, linking up with Nonto from the corner. He picked up the missing pieces as Stevie Mallon tackled the Italian winger, and he wasn't closed down quick enough there, Somerville. So let fly towards the far post, and he hit the post. And Salford survive, and Leeds are knocking at this Salford door, nearly finding a way in towards that far post. It was always curling in, but just not inwards enough to hit the back of the net. Alex Cairns, the goalkeeper, was beaten. As we return to the action, and Somerville is on the ball again. Edge of the box, try to play it through. It deflects towards Nonso! Blasts over the crossbar. Leeds are getting closer. Nonso's very disappointed. Right-footed, about 10 yards away from goal. The ball broke to him as it deflected. Somerville picked it up, driving towards goal. Tries to play a pass through. Deflects off Mariappa, straight into the path of Nonso. Went for power, not placement, and flew over the crossbar. And it remains Salford 0, Leeds United 0. Just under 25 minutes in at the Peninsula Stadium. In the right back area for Salford. Down the line towards Luke Bolton. Gets it into Ashley. Back into Bolton. Inside it goes now to Callum Hendry on the halfway line. Looking towards the Salford left, and he dinks it out to Luke Garbutt. Great ball to the full-back who's getting forward. 1-on-1 with Shackleton. Try and go towards the byline, but the touch is extremely heavy, and it will run right through for a goal kick for Leeds. Unfortunate there from Luke Garbutt. Signed this summer on a free from Blackpool. As I mentioned before, formed with Everton, but he also spent some of his youth days at Leeds. Luke Garbutt from 2001 to 2009 before joining the Evertonians. It's now with Carl Darlow. Age 32 now. The goalkeeper clips the ball down the left, midway inside the Salford half, but it's going to be a header won by Shepherd, heading inside to centre-back Mariappa, who heads once more backwards towards his own goal, as it can be caught and rolled out by Cairns into number 14, Stevie Mallon. Finds left centre-half, Curtis Tilt. Long ball forward, looking for the target man, Matt Smith. Can't win the header on Strauch, and Ampadu picks up on the left-hand side and halfway, back heels into Nonto, then gets the return on the 1-2. Great bit of work here from Ampadu, keeps charging down the left, gets an early cross in, blocks on the edge of the box by Mariappa. Can be played out from the back from Salford as they just slightly run out of room and concede the throw-in. Towards the final third for Leeds, it's the winner throw-in. Way inside the Salford half. And it'll be Leo Hjelde to take. Signed in August 2021 from Celtic. The Norwegian defender playing left back. Making only his 8th appearance for Leeds. The 20-year-old, as they've gone from the left-hand side to the right-hand side with Somerville. Out to Shackleton, who's got forward midway inside the Salford half for Leeds. Getting beyond the challenge of Hendry. Finding Ampadu just on the edge of the centre circle in the Salford half. Gets it back out to the right to Archie Gray. Shackleton getting forward once again. One-on-one with Watson. Takes it around the holding midfielder. Clips a ball in as it deflects into the sky. And it's a header won by Bolton. Always found Hjelde 22 yards out from goal. To the edge of the box. Works out wide left to Nonto. Back inside to Gelhardt. Surrounded by red shirts. But he keeps it just about. And back out to Nonto it goes. He's got the left back in support. And he'll find Hjelde. First time cross. It's a deeper one. It can be chested down by Garbett. And it can be dropped into the path of Alex Cairns for Salford. Captain tonight, who will eventually pick up the ball. It's well defended there by the Ammies. We've got 8 players who started at the weekend playing tonight. The only ones who have been dropped is Theo Vissel, Matty Lund and Connor Micheleni. Long ball to Matt Smith again on the right hand side this time. Again, doesn't win the header, but the Leeds header's gone all the way back to the Salford defence to Mariappa, who's got it forward to Ashley, who's again battling with Ampadu midfield, and it's a throw-in 1 for Salford, right on the halfway line. Both of those central midfielders battling well. Ethan Ampadu, number 4, and Osama Ashley, who's also Salford's number 4. Signed this summer from Colchester, after spending a year at the fellow League 2 club. Next commentary on the channel is Napoli against Lazio. Saturday night, 7:45 kickoff, and then next one after that is Sunday, 12 o'clock, lunchtime kickoff. The Old Firm derby, Rangers taking on Celtic. So they're the next 2 on the channel. As we're in possession with right back Shackleton in his own half for Leeds. All the way back in the 6-yard box with Carl Darlow. Strauch bringing it forward. Pass towards halfway to Hjelde, who's dropped inside to a midfield position from left back. It's now been worked to Shackleton, number 17. Down the line to Somerville in the final third now. Being pressured by centre-half Tilt. He's come out of position to try and bully Somerville off the ball. But he keeps on it with some great feet here, Somerville. Showing his championship quality. As he then sprays it out to the left-hand side to Nonto, who's easily Premier League quality. One-on-one with Shepherd here. Goes down the left-hand side. First cross blocked. Falls back to him. Does he have a second bite of the cherry? No, he doesn't. He's tackled by Luke Bolton. But the ball drops to Rutter on the left. Edge of the box. Try to work room. Dribbles into the box. Tackled. Again, drops to a Leeds man. Hjelde, who tries to go down the line to Rutter, who keeps it with a sliding challenge to keep it in play. But then Callum Hendry is fouled by Leo Hjelde. As the ball was there to be won for both. The Salford man wins the free kick. It's headed forward by Bolton. So the ball was in the air and they've both gone to win it with a high foot. But Hjelde's just caught Callum Hendry there. Can play striker in on the left. Callum Hendry signed last season on a free from St Johnstone. Enjoyed a decent season for goals. Got 12 in the 46 game league season. Callum Hendry got 9 in the last 14 games. Scored some key goals in their run up to finishing the playoffs for the first time in League 2. Cairns with that free kick up to Matt Smith. Does win the flick on. No one's there for Salford to challenge for it. So Cresswell can clear forward. Somerville lays out to the right to Shackleton. Forward to Rutter. Lays it inside to Gray. Charging forward. Edge of the box. Let's fly! And it's a Cairns save. Straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. So he's not had to dive either side. But he still has to tip it over the bar. Great flick again inside from Rutter. He's really good at the link-up play, the Frenchman. And he set Archie Gray away. And about 20 yards out. Strikes towards goal. Again, right down the middle. So just had to be palmed over by Alex Cairns. But it's Leeds to have another set piece. It's a corner on the right hand side, on that far side. Strauch's in there, Cresswell, Ampadu, Hjelde, Rutter, Gelhardt. It's an outswinger from Somerville. Towards Hjelde. Header won by Ashley. Looks by Shackleton, again furthest back for Leeds. Works it against the right-hand side to Nonso. Finds the corner taker Somerville. Inside to Gray, 40 yards away from goal. Goes to his left to Strauch. Has to leave it as it was a bit heavy for him, but it's Hjelde to get onto it and then play it into Strauch. It goes to Gray again. Looks to the right to Shackleton, just about keeps it away from Hendry. It's now Strauch again. 25 yards from goal. Doesn't fancy a strike, plays it into the path of Hjelde. Byline, crosses. Edge of the 6-yard box, blocked by Mariappa. Helped forward by Matt Smith, only as far as Gray though. He's only 30 yards away from goal. Keeps it simple to his midfield partner, Ethan Ampadu. Goes to the left to Strauch. He's still forward from centre-back. Finds Nonso in the final third. Everything to his right. Plays it back to Strauch. And across to Ampadu. And out to the right to Shackleton. Leeds dominating possession and moving it around well, but you'd expect that. With the fact they're the championship side. Shackleton, ball, far post to Jorginho Rutter. And he got onto the cross with the header. And he probably should have left it for Nonso. Shackleton took it around Watson. Got the cross, digged it out to the far post. 6 yards out, Rutter. Always leaning back towards it. Got the ball on, got the header on. I think Nonso gave him a shout to leave it, but he was too late. He was already going up for the header. But he's running back in, Nonso from Ashley. Ampadu into Rutter, tries to flick it in towards Somerville, but it's cleared by Garbett on the edge of the Salford box. But it's recovered by Hjelde, who heads it down the Leeds line, but it's too heavy. Throwing for Salford. Again, any buffering that occurs, do apologise. I'll be looking to fix it for the next stream. I might even look at half time to try and sort it. Flicked on by Matt Smith from the goal kick down the right to Bolton. Flicks on once more to Hendry towards the edge of the box, but it's cleared up by Charlie Cresswell and just smashes it away for a throw-in. Taking no risks there, Cresswell. Throwing for Salford deep in the Leeds half, and it'll be taken by right back Liam Shepherd, who gets forward. Came through at Swansea and Cardiff's academy, the right back, Welshman. Signed from Welsh club Newport a few seasons ago. Throws it into Ashley, who's found himself on the right hand side, the central midfielder, but again loses out on the battle with Ethan Ampadu. Be a throw in for Leeds, deep inside their own half, so they've got some work to do to try and play out and get back into the Salford half. Still 0-0 at the Peninsula Stadium. Hjelde to the left back to throw down the line towards Gelhardt. Loses that to Mariappa. Helped on by Smith to the edge of the box. Won by Strauch. Out to the left to Ryan Watson. Garbett's got forward from left back. Cross towards Matt Smith! What a header into the bottom right corner. Salford only need one chance and they've gone and taken it. Matt Smith at 6'6". If you put it on a plate for him like that, he will only do one thing. He'll win the header and he will score more times than not. It's a teasing cross from Luke Garbett, the left back who's got forward. Leeds failed to clear from the edge of the box. Strauch had 2 attempts at it with the header, but he could only find Matt Smith on the edge, who played it out to the left to Watson, played it forward to Garbett, and right towards the penalty spot. He just floated it in the box. Great height. And Matt Smith got above Pascal Strauch, the Leeds captain for tonight. Headed it into the ground towards the bottom right corner. Bounced beyond Caldaro in the Leeds United goal. And we could have an upset on the cards here. 35 minutes played. It's Salford 1, Leeds United 0. And it's Matt Smith, formerly of Leeds United, with the goal. It's a textbook Matt Smith goal. 6'6", all he does is win headers. They've been aiming for him in this first half from defensive kicks up the field. And from an attacking cross, he scored a goal. And what a goal. Leeds look to try and reply straight away. Rutter charging forward. Plays it out in the box to the left of Nonso. First time pull back. Rutter tries to shoot, but it's a great side challenge from Stevie Mallon to take it away from the feet of Jorginho Rutter. and Salford defend their lead for the first few minutes. Nonso into Ampadu. Midway inside the Salford half, shifts it and curls it out to the right to Shackleton. Good ball from the Welsh international. It's now the right back getting forward in the final third. Lays it off into Gelhardt, who's come out to the right hand side. Goes back inside to Ampadu. Fakes the first shot, 20 yards out, shoots with the left foot. Always rising. And over the bar it went from Ampadu. The 22-year-old strikes over the crossbar as Daniel Farker watches on. Disappointed. Because his team's dominated possession. They've had 9 shots, 2 on target, and with Salford's first shot on target, they've scored. He will not be happy because his team have been positive, but they've just not finished the chances. Cairns. Goal kick flicked on by Matt Smith down the right, but can't keep it in play. Can't find Luke Bolton, the right winger, and it'll be a throw-in for Leeds. Thrown backwards towards their 18-yard box to Strauch, who was beaten to the header. Brought out from defence by Cresswell. Halfway line, far right-hand side is Somerville. Goes back 15 yards of pass to Shackleton. It's now with Cresswell, the centre-back. Strauch. 10 yards away from the Salford half. And he gets into the Salford half and past the left-back, Hjelde. Furthest left is Nonso. Forced back, though, to Strauch on the halfway. It's now with Charlie Cresswell. Joined the club 10 years ago in 2013. Did make one appearance in the under-21s Euros in the summer. Cresswell, part of that squad that won the Euros. It's back with Carl Darlow in the Leeds goal. Forward to Somerville. He's in a holding midfield role, the winger. Desperate to get on the ball and make a difference. Finds it out to the left to Hjelde. In behind, over the top towards Nonso. Right towards the corner flag on the Leeds left. He can't keep it in, but he kicks it out for a throw-in in the corner instead of conceding a goal kick. Harder for Salford to get out of their own half through a throw-in like this. Shepherd throwing down the line. Matt Smith helps it on. As far as Strauch, who helps it forward. Blocked off by Ashley. It's cleared into the Leeds half, down their left-hand side. Helped back forward by Cresswell. Drops in the end to Archie Graham halfway. And the space is down the right-hand side for Leeds, and it'll be fed to Shackleton. As he back into the centre circle to Gray. Shackleton again. Bombing forward down the Leeds right. In the final third, driving inside. Into the box, tackled well with a slide tackle by Garbett. And Salford try and clear. And they do with Mariappa on the edge of the 18-yard box. There's a ball over the top of the Leeds defence. It'll be Callum Hendry to chase into the Leeds box. It's got there first by Strauch, who played to Darlow. Has to play quickly. Out to right back Shackleton. And Leeds can play out from the back now. It's now Ampadu. Spent the last 2 years out on loan separately in Italy with Spezia last season where they were relegated, and Venezia the season before that where I'm pretty sure they were relegated as well. It's Salford conceded corner, attacking down the left. Stevie Mallon tackling Joe Gelhardt. Conceding the corner. Stevie Mallon, the Scotsman. Scored 3 goals last season, all coming in 3 games in a row in March, helping Salford to that playoff finish that they picked up, finishing 7th with 75 points. Somerville. Corner. It's a header won by Rutter. 10 yards out, he stayed down holding his head. It was an in-swinger by Somerville with quite a bit of pace. And as it was headed towards goal by Rutter, he must have... Oh, he was actually landing. Oh, he was actually unmarked, Rutter, for the header. But as Tilt's come across to try and help, to try and defend, as Rutter's jumped, Tilt's ran into the back of him and he's landed really awkwardly on his head, Jorginho Rutter. That will be a sore one for the Frenchman. 5 minutes to go till half-time. Salford still lead 1-0. At half-time, I will look for an Ethernet cable to try and help the connection because I know I can see buffers sometimes and I know it's frustrating, especially on my commentary at the weekend. It happened a lot in the second one, but for the for the Blackburn goal, my commentary cut out because of buffering, which was slightly annoying. But at half time, I will look for an Ethernet cable because I know I've got one, and I'll try and get that to help the connection. My camera's out of focus. Why is it out of focus? I don't know why it's out of focus. That's better now. Back in focus. 4 minutes to go till half time. Jorginho Rutter still down, receiving treatment after his awkward landing after winning that header from the Somerville corner. Whipped him with some pace from the Dutch international. Only 5 survivors as well from the Leeds starting 11 that started against Ipswich in the league at the weekend. Strauch, Nonso, Gray, Ampadu, Rutter survive, and Melier, Ayling, Roden and Sinistera is on the bench, with Pirro not in the squad, their new signing from Swansea. As I think Gary Neville's on commentary for Sky, obviously part of the ownership team of Salford, where the Class 92 took over the team back in 2014. Back underway with the ball in the hands of Alex Cairns, the Salford goalkeeper. I think Rutter's just on the side, waiting for the signal to come back on. Big kick out of his hands by Cairns, headed back forward into the Salford half by Cresswell, helped back forward to the Leeds half by Mariappa, helped on once more by Ashley, the central midfielder, but goes for a Leeds throw-in in the Salford, in the Leeds half. I think Jorginho Rutter's okay to continue. Can't see him on screen at the minute, but I presume he's coming back on. Nonso gets it from the throw, goes across his 18-yard box to Cresswell, just about gets it to the centre-back, and he helps it on once more to right-back Shackleton, inside to Somerville. Plays it into the path of his right-back, but hits it way too hard, throwing for Salford. Really badly over-hit pass there by Crescencio Somerville. As Leeds don't want to grow too frustrated with the fact they're 1-0 down after dominating all the ball. Throwing for Salford again, this time in the Leeds half, as they gain a bit of yardage into opposition territory. Throwing down line by Garbett towards Matt Smith. Loses out eventually to Ampadu. Clears down the Leeds right, still in the Leeds half, helped on by Somerville. And it's now Rutter who's back on the field after recovering from that awkward landing. And Rutter loses out in the end. Bit of pushing and shoving on that Leeds right, but it's waved on by the referee. And Matt Smith flicks onto Ashley. Tackle by Ampadu, and his tackle goes for a Salford throw. Just over a minute left to play the first half. I have a bit of added on time due to that stoppage with Rutter. Just getting some medical attention. Luke Garbett throws it down the line. Helped on by Shackleton towards the Leeds goal. Be brought down by Callum Hendry in the end, 40 yards away from goal. Looking towards his right-hand side now, and he feeds it in behind Helder. Luke Bolton in the box. He's going to finish it. What a tackle. Pascal Strauch, who was beaten for the goal aerially by Matt Smith, provides a crunching, goal-scoring, goal-saving tackle. Great play from Hendry to slip it in behind Helder, who didn't see the run of Bolton behind him. And as Bolton's gone to pull it back in the box as he'd found out he was not able to shoot, Strauch comes in with a huge slide tackle to take the ball away and concede the corner, but he would have probably conceded the goal if he didn't get there. Pascal Strauch. Corner for Salford just before half-time. They still lead Leeds United 1-0. Matt Smith's in there. It's a ball with pace over the bar. About 6 yards out. Osama Ashley heads over. He was aiming towards the top right corner. Stevie Mallon put the ball in with a lot of pace and a lot of dip. And on that 6-yard line towards the near post, Osama Ashley beat Strauch to it and headed over 3 minutes added on, and Leeds are attacking already with Shackleton. Halfway inside the Salford half, gets into the final third, lays off into Somerville. Leeds want to try and break the Salford defence before the break. Ampadu, 30 yards away from goal, shifts it back out to the right, everything to his left, and that's Shackleton on the ball. 1-on-1 with Ryan Watson, goes on the inside. Then back out to the edge of the box to Ampadu. Shackleton again, got time for a cross. He puts it in towards the far post where Willie Nonso can't keep it in. And that'll be a goal kick for Salford. Poor cross there by Jamie Shackleton. Willie Nonso not happy. Nonso also picking up his first goal of the season at the weekend against Ipswich, scoring the second goal. As Leeds did find themselves 3-1 up after 20 minutes. At half-time we can go through all of the other score lines in the other League 2, in the other second round of the League Cup fixtures. Matt Smith helps on the goal kick towards Callum Hendry, loses out to Cresswell, eventually drops in the end to Ashley, the central midfielder, battling again with Ampadu, but loses it to Gelhardt as they doubled up on the Salford central midfielder. It's now into the Salford half, down the left channel for Leeds to Gelhardt, picks it up, nice touch from the number 30, plays inside Somerville, latches onto it in the box, left-footed shot, saved by Cairns, still alive in the box, cleared by Mariappa, not convincingly, Shackleton, blocked by Mariappa again, edge of the box, Rutter strikes this time, blocked by Garbett, and it'll drop to Hendry. He plays it back to his left back, who then clears up the field to halfway towards Matt Smith. Loses it to Strauch. And Leeds come away with it as they look to try and end this half brightly, even though they're behind. Gelhardt, great touch down the left channel there. And he played it inside Somerville. He got the first shot away. It was a comfortable save in the end for Cairns, who pushed it away into danger. And a couple more block shots were taken by Salford before they could clear. Switch out to the left to Nonso. What a ball that is. Great touch as well from the Italian. Trying to cut inside. Goes on the outside. Back on his right foot. Tries to pull it back. Deflects. And it will run out. No, it doesn't run out. Shepherd takes it away from Nonso and clears up the field for Salford. Good right back play. Flicked on as well by Matt Smith down the right channel. And he will fall to Bolton in the final third towards the byline. Just outside the box. Pulls it back to the edge looking for Ashley, the central midfielder. But it's easily taken away by Ampadu, and that's a great chance for Salford. They need to be doing better with the counter-attacks when they get given them like that. Gelhardt, right before the break. We've played the minimum 3. Added on. Shackleton, Somerville, 22 yards away from goal. Can't quite work a shot, so plays it out to the left of Nonso. Not got much time left. Edge of the box, wanting to shoot. Strikes, blocked by Shepherd. And that'll do for the referee. First half completed. Salford 1, Leeds United 0. Great lead for the League 2 side to take into half-time. Leeds have absolutely dominated possession with 70% of it. They've had 13 shots and 4 on target. But with Salford's first attempt on target themselves in the 34th minute, came from Matt Smith, where Pascal Strauch failed to clear the ball twice. It fell to Smith on the edge of the box. He got it out to the left to Watson. Played it in front of him into the path of into left back Luke Garbett. As he put a teasing crossing towards the penalty spot. Matt Smith, the 6'6" striker, got above Pascal Strauch, headed it downwards into the ground. It bounced off the wet turf into the bottom right corner. And at half-time, despite the Leeds domination, it is Salford 1, Leeds United 0. Right, I understand it keeps buffering. I really hope it didn't buffer and it cut out for the goal. So I'm going to try and look for something that will help the connection issues that we've had the last few streams. Wire is absolutely huge. I found it. I'm going to just get this set up and then we'll go through the scores in the other games. Not the right wire, unfortunately. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, which is frustrating. Go through the results in a second. Yeah, don't know where that's gone. That's annoying. I'll have to leave that and just keep going. But I'll go through the other scores now. So they all kicked. Some are kicked off earlier, so some of them are into the second half. Some of them are at half time at different stages. But we have Swansea 1, Bournemouth 0 in the 65th minute. In the 50th minute, Bristol are drawing 0-0 with Norwich. In the 50th minute, Plymouth are leading Crystal Palace 2-0. In the same part of the game, Fulham are leading Tottenham 1-0. Mickey van der Ven, own goal. Tranmere are holding Leicester at home 0-0. Sutton are leading Wickham away 1-0. Portsmouth trailing to Peterborough 1-0. Port Vale and Crewe are 0-0. Wolves are 2 up against Blackpool at home. Kalajic and Fabio Silva scoring for Wolves, they're 2 strikers. Wrexham losing 1-0 at home at the racecourse to Bradford. Tyler Smith penalty in the 3rd minute. Birmingham losing at home 1-0 to Cardiff. Luton 2 up against Gillingham. Jacob Brown and Alfie Doughty with the goals. Biggest scoreline so far, Stoke 4, Rotherham 1. Sheffield 1 up against Mansfield at home. Newport and Brentford 0-0. Bolton Middlesbrough 1-1. Exeter Stevenage 1-0 to Exeter. Reading and Ipswich level at 1-1. And obviously our game tonight, Salford leading Leeds 1-0 at the Peninsula. My commentary's picked up for the goal. Everyone have a sigh of relief. I'm so glad. Literally, when I did Watford Blackburn, the only goal of the game, Ryan Hedges with a great goal as well for Blackburn to nick it. I was listening back to the commentary just to see how it sounded for the goal, and it literally cut out the main bit of where he scored, and I was absolutely devastated. I was devastated because I do need to try and sort out these connection issues I'm having. And an Ethernet cable would do it, I think. But I can't find where mine is. So we'll have to just deal with it now. It's better today than it was on Sunday for both streams. I won't be doing 2 streams in one day again. I just won't take the risk. I'm trying to do 3 a week at the minute. 2 minimum. 3 a week. So I won't be doing 2 on one day. I'll split them like I'm doing this weekend with Napoli-Lazio on the Saturday night, and then Celtic taking on Rangers on the Sunday. That is going to do me head in a bit where that wire is, because I had it not long ago. Let's have a good search for it after today. If you are enjoying, make sure you like and subscribe. Loads more commentaries coming this year. update you if there is any goals elsewhere. I think Norwich have taken the lead. I think that was 0-0 last time we checked. So Norwich away at Bristol City. They lead 1-0. See what side Tottenham's playing. See if he's rotated. Because obviously Ange Postecoglou wants to win a trophy and the League Cup might be his best bet. It's a pretty strong lineup. Forster, Emerson Royale, Sanchez, Van de Ven, Davies, Perisic, Højbjerg, Skip, Solomon, Lo Celso, Richarlison. Likes of Maddison on the bench, Basuma, Heung-min Son, Kulusevski, Romero. So it's a strong lineup there from Postecoglou, but Fulham are currently getting the better of Postecoglou's side. Third round draw is tomorrow. Well, we've got some more second round games. We've got Harrogate inviting Luton, Chelsea taking on Wimbledon, Sheffield United playing Lincoln. They're all Premier League affair, with Nottingham Forest having Burnley, and then Doncaster welcome Everton. Bournemouth have taken the lead at Championship Swansea. Turning that around, Swansea went 1-0 up in the 9th minute, Matt Grimes' penalty, but they're now behind with David Brooks scoring in the 55th minute and Hamed Traore in the 68th. So Bournemouth lead away at Swansea. Leicester have just taken the lead at Tranmere. Wilfred Ndidi, who's currently linked with a move to Nottingham Forest, but also apparently being looked at by Liverpool. As Leicester's also gone strong as well against Tranmere. Wrexham still trail against Bradford. Got the second half of this game coming up in a few minutes' time, where we can see if Salford can cause an upset and knock out Championship Leeds to Salford. It'd mean they'd get to the third round for the first time in their history in this competition. But obviously, it is interesting that Matt Smith is the goal scorer, not the fact that he scored the goal, because he's a striker and you'd expect him to score. But he did spend a year at Leeds from 2013 to 2014. He played for the club 48 times and he bagged 14 goals, Matt Smith. But on his 75th appearance for Salford, he scores his 22nd goal, the 32-year-old now. Came up with 10 league goals last season in the 46-game campaign, where he got a hat-trick against Grimsby on the 29th of December. He also then scored the only goal in the playoff semi-final first leg at home to Stockport County before they were knocked out in the second leg on penalties, not being able to reach the final. But it is the first time they've reached the playoffs last season, Salford. In their other seasons in League 2, they'd finished 10th, 8th, 10th and 7th. So that 7th place is the first time that they got in the playoffs and beaten in the cruelest way on penalties. But they look to build on that with Neil Wood this season, 40-year-old. Was at Manchester United from 1991 to 2004, playing in central midfield and also out on the left, but retired in 2011. Went to Aston Villa to help coach after his retirement before jumping ship to Manchester United, where he coached at Man United from under-15s to the under-23 side. But we are nearing the start of the second half here at the Peninsula, or Moor Lane as it's more historically known as. As I mentioned before, next commentary coming up, Napoli, Lazio, Saturday 7:45, and then Celtic travelling to Rangers at 12 on the Sunday. That's the second half. It's just about to get underway in a minute or two time. So stay where you are. Tottenham have equalised at Fulham. Richarlison scoring. 1-1 at Craven Cottage. Leicester have doubled their lead 2-0. Jamie Vardy making it the 2-0 against Tranmere. So there's some more goals that are going in. Don't think we've had any others in any of the other games. If I do have a second to check for you, I will always update you on the scores around the grounds in this League Cup second round set of fixtures. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Leeds picked up their second victory of the season at the weekend, 4-3 at Ipswich away, which is a good result because Ipswich have started flying after their promotion from League One. Their other win was obviously the first round game where they took on Shrewsbury at home. They actually went 1-0 down in that one to Taylor Perry in the 28th minute, but were able to turn it around with Joe Gelhardt in the 52nd and Strauch in the 58th minute. But it was a pretty miserable season for Leeds last season. Got the 2 away wins in the league to Liverpool in October and Wolves in March. Averaged 0.82 points per game in the Premier League. Didn't win any of their last 9. Drawn 2 of them, lost 7, conceded 29 of them in the last 9. And then they went on that horrific run in April where they lost 4-1 away at Arsenal, 5-1 at home to Palace, and then 6-1 at home to Liverpool as well. So I think it was always destined for Leeds to go down, really. Even after Big Sam came in, he couldn't save them. 2-1 Plymouth. Palace have got one back. So it looks like we're going to get a change here at half-time. I'm going to presume it's for Leeds United, but I could be wrong. It's definitely not for Matt Smith, who's back on the field for Salford City. Nonto's coming back out. Talking tactics with Somerville. And it's going to be number 11 for Salford. Connor McLennan. He's going to replace Liam Shepherd, the right back. He does play right-sided, McLennan, so I don't know if he'll drop in at right back. Or they might get Luke Bolton to go right back instead. Because Luke Bolton, whilst on loan at Luton a couple of years back, he did play full back. So I think it will be McLennan to go right wing and Luke Bolton will play right back. So the only change, so it must be a bit of an injury for Liam Shepherd, who has played all minutes so far in League 2. Came off the bench against Preston. Didn't miss a lot of last season though, Liam Shepherd. With a hamstring tear. He missed 8 months last season. Picked up in the first game against Mansfield. And only returned in March. So half-time, one change for Salford. They're going to kick from right to left. Leeds left to right towards their away support. Salford were the ones who to kick off. And they're already attacking down the right with McLennan. Goes for an early ball. Lifted. Edge of the box. Headed down by Ashley. Can't quite find Matt Smith. Cleared by Ampadu. Flipped behind Rutter into the path of Gelhardt. And now Leeds will try and spring an early attack. Willie Nonto at the left. Plays inside to Gelhardt. In the box on the left. It's back to Nonto. Cuts into this box. And that's going to be a penalty. Waved away by the referee. Wow. Oliver Langford doesn't think it's a penalty. Nonto's in disbelief. I'm sure he was caught. 1-2 with Gelhardt. Cut inside onto his right foot in the box there. Nonto seemed to have been tripped. Let's have a look. Cut in onto his right foot. Oh, did he slip? Here's the angle. Driving in. Right. Oh, I think it's a penalty. I'm not sure, though, if he's going down before the contact. That might have been why the referee waved it away. Because it does look like from that angle, Nonto was already falling and then he was tripped. That might be how the ref's seen it, but either way, Leeds United, a minute into the second half, have had a penalty waved away. No, I think it's a foul. Yeah, I think it's a penalty for me as he drives inside. I'm very shocked that's not been given. This is back with Carl Darlow in the Leeds goal. Decides to take a touch in his 18-yard box and has to clear, I think, out the stadium as Matt Smith was closing him down. And it's a throw in for Salford deep inside the Leeds United half. Told you Salford own Leeds half. Yeah, I know at the minute. They do at the minute. Getting their revenge from 4 years ago when Leeds travelled here to play Salford for the first time. And they won 3-0. Garbutt again putting the cross in. He was the one who got the assist for Matt Smith. Nearly gets on that cross as well. But in the end it's cleared away by Hjelde. Up to Nonso, who will be frustrated he didn't get that penalty. Plays it inside to the edge of the box to Ampadu. He goes back 10 yards to Hjelde. Down the line again to Willie Nonso. There's a bit of space to run into here in the Leeds half. Salford just dropping back slightly. But Leeds decide to keep possession in their own half. With Leo Hjelde, the left back, born in Nottingham, but represents Norway. It's at the back now with Strauch. Obviously Leeds avoided relegation the season before last, finishing 17th under Jesse Marsh. He wasn't able to see the season out. He was replaced by Javi Gracia, who also somehow couldn't survive the season. Javi Gracia, the Spanish manager, who only lasted a huge 67 days, the Spanish international manager. Matt Smith flicks it out to the left to Callum Hendry. Tackled in the right back area by Archie Gray, who's gone a bit quiet, the 17-year-old, but now he stretches his legs and plays it forward to Gelhardt. Out to the left now to Hjelde. Passes the halfway line and gets into the Salford half and lays it into Nonso. Into the final third now. The Italian driving inside again on his stronger right foot. Edge of the box, can't shoot because he's slide tackled fairly and really well by Luke Bolton at right back. And it can be played out to the left now to Ryan Watson as Salford try and break. Into the Leeds half they go. Ryan Watson, the number 7, looking on his inside. Decides to go back to halfway to Stevie Mallon. He just about gets it away from Somerville. It's now Salford in possession of the football with Adrian Mariappa. 168 appearances in the Premier League for Watford, Palace and Reading. The 36-year-old Jamaican centre-back. Also played 72 times for Jamaica. Mariappa. A tilt turns Somerville there in the left-back area for Salford and sends a dive up towards Matt Smith. Helps it on to Callum Hendry. Can't quite take it away from Strauch. Halfway inside the Leeds half and it's back in Leeds possession with Charlie Cresswell at the back. Swansea have equalised against Bournemouth 2-2. Palace now lead at Plymouth, being 2-0 down. They're now 3-2 up. Crystal Palace. 3 goals in 4 minutes. Alton Edwards and 2 in 2 minutes for Mateta. His lead just on halfway line. Strauch. He's got all of his team ahead of him. Drives down the left. Nonso trying to make an angle. Feeds it to the Italian. Nonso absolute bargain last season. Signed from Zurich for £3.8 million. It looks like he might stay for the season. Nonso. Here he's on the ball again. More towards his own half there. Plays it back into his own half to Strauch. 5 minutes into the second half. Leeds have had a penalty waved away. Ampadu through the gap into Somerville. Cut out by Garbutt. And cleared by Mariappa, but only as far as Archie Gray in the final third. Plays it across to Ampadu. Out to the right now. Everything to his left with Shackleton. Short to Gray. Tries to play it through to Somerville in the box. Cut out by Garbutt. And cleared by Mallon. Only as far as Hendry. Comes off his face. And into the path of Ampadu. One back for Leeds. Way too easily. Out to the right again to Shackleton in the final third. Once more to Somerville. Wanted to cross. But couldn't. And just played it across simply to Archie Gray. Now Hjelde at left back. Laying it off to Nonso and playing a run forward. But Nonso ignores it. And lays it off to Gelhardt, who's dropped deeper for the ball here. About 40 yards away from goal now, Leeds. With Ethan Ampadu in the centre of the field. Plays it forward to Somerville. 25 yards away from goal. Back out to Ampadu, who's just behind him. Out to the left to Gelhardt. Leeds just keep shifting the ball. Moving Salford around. Out to the left now to Hjelde. Down the line to Nonso. Back to the Salford goal, but plays it inside nicely to Gelhardt. Tries to whip a ball in the box. First time block, goes back to him. Tries it a second time, blocked again. And out for a corner for Leeds. Good work there from Joe Gelhardt. The first cross was blocked. Fell back to him. He faked a second cross, which sat down Mariappa on his backside. And then the third cross was blocked by Stevie Mallon. Short corner. It's out to Nonso on the corner of the box. Plays it across. to Shackleton. Ampadu forced back 10 yards to Archie Gray, furthest back for Leeds. Out to the left it goes again to Hjelde, the number 33. Doesn't fancy a cross on the angle, so goes inside to Archie Gray. Lays it off to Strauch. Ball forward to Gelhardt. Out to the left again to Hjelde. Still quite far away from the Salford goal as he runs down the left 10 yards and lays it off into Somerville. In the final third, 1-on-1 Mick Lennon. Drives on the inside and goes around the winger. Good play from Somerville. Edge of the box. Plays it forward to Gelhardt. Can't quite find the feet of the striker, and it's cleared in the end by Watson for Salford to halfway, where Strauch keeps it alive for Leeds and moves it away from Hendry. And it's Leeds in possession on halfway. Out to Ampadu on the right-hand side. Ball forward to Rutter. Tries to turn Tilt at the back, but loses it, and Tilt overruns it. And he's fouled by Rutter. And it'll be a free kick midway inside the Salford half. Won by Curtis Tilt. He's got a contract signed this summer till 2025. Also featured for Jamaica himself, Curtis Tilt, twice in March of June of 2021. Still trying to work out if that was a penalty. I think he does get clipped by Luke Bolton there, Willie Nonso. I think the referee kind of views it as Nonso going down early before the contact. That's why he didn't give it. Free kick taken for Salford up towards Matt Smith on the right-hand side. Headed on by Hjelde. Seen out for a Salford throw midway inside the Leeds half. Able to push out their own half here, Salford, but they do throw it back into the halfway line to Mariappa. Works it well with Luke Bolton to get it out to the left to Tilt. Garbutt round the corner. Finds Callum Hendry towards the corner flag on this near side. Turning Cresswell down the outside. Left-footed low ball into the edge of the box. It runs right through to McLennan. Lays it off to Mallon. Oh! Bends it towards the top right corner. Just goes wide from the Scotsman. Well worked though from Salford. Getting it down the left. Great ball around the corner from Luke Garbutt. Finding Callum Hendry, who turned Cresswell on the inside, then went back out on the outside. Laid it across goal, low, to the edge, where Mallon was set up there by McLennan as he tried to bend it round Ampadu. Just couldn't quite get his foot round it completely. And it just went wide of the post, but Darlow would have been worried. Great right back for Leeds. Inside to Somerville, back towards his own goal. Pokes it to the edge of the box to Cresswell, just getting it away from the press of Stevie Mallon. Hjelde, lifted ball into Nonso. Ball inside now to Gelhardt. About 40 yards away from goal. He's got a bit of a way to go. Switches out to the right now to the final third to Shackleton. Getting forward from right back for Leeds. Lays it off to Archie Gray. Across to his left 10 yards to Ampadu. Leeds keep the ball moving. Gelhardt again dropping deep for the ball. Plays it forward into Hjelde. Try to turn forward for a cross, but he's been forced backwards to Ampadu. He's trying to control the play from midfield. Drives forward, lays it off into Gelhardt. Can't get the return. So it falls to Hjelde at left back. Salford sitting back well and intercepting the Gelhardt pass Matt Smith, but loses it with a heavy touch and it's back in the path of Ampadu. Plays it to Somerville, who's gone centrally on the pitch here. Tries to drive forward, bullied off the ball, but it drops to another Leeds man again. Salford can't quite get it to stick. Great. Ball inside to Gelhardt. Just escapes the forward, and it's played forward by Mallon to Matt Smith, but his ball back towards Mallon's been cut out. Gelhardt 1-2 with Somerville. Met with a really strong challenge by Luke Bolton, but it's fair. And Salford chip it down the right-hand side to McLennan. Back it goes to Bolton. Usually a winger, but can play full-back. He has it in the Salford half, goes back into his own 18-yard box with his goalkeeper, Alex Cairns, the 30-year-old, who's only kept 5 clean sheets in 32 appearances for Salford previously. But his ball up to Matt Smith's been brought down and played into the path of Ashley, who tries to get it tries to get it forward to Conor McLennan, but plays it in front of the Scotsman, Scottish winger. He goes for a Leeds throw-in. Poor ball there from Asami Ashley, 23-year-old midfielder. Was at West Ham for 2 years after successful trials in September of 2020. Ampadu halfway, just about enters the Salford half. Leaves the centre circle and gets a ball shifted out to the left to Nonso, the number 29 for Leeds. They want to try and get an equaliser as soon as possible. Goes inside himself to Hjelde. Back out to Nonto. Furthest left for Leeds. Tries to take on Bolton. Finds a left-footed ball in towards the box. Nearly beat Alex Cairns into the net. Had to be parried and cleared out for a corner in the end. Nearly caught out there, the goalkeeper. Nonto worked the space against Bolton for the cross. Wasn't going to go in. Was going to avoid the post and the goal. But Alex Cairns weren't to know, so he parried it. And then Garbett cleared for a corner. But another good opportunity now for Leeds to score. Somerville outswinger. It's a deep one towards Ampadu. Heads it towards goal. Helped on by Strauch. 6 yards out. Right, straight down the goalie's throat. Should have done so much better there, Pascal Strauch, who scored in the first round against Shrewsbury. Should have scored in the second round. Headed on by Ampadu, who's unmarked at the far post. Straight into the path of Strauch, who had a free header at it. And he should have done so much better there, Strauch. Salford still 1-0 up. Just over 32 minutes to play. Tilt at the back. Falls back to his own goalkeeper to Cairns. Clears it first time with his right boot. The Salford keeper finds Matt Smith, who flicks it on. All as far as Strauch as he beats Callum Hendry to it. Darlow forward into Cresswell on the edge of the 18-yard box. He'll drive forward. He's got room to run into here. The number 5. Strauch on halfway. Forward, midway inside the Salford half to the left-hand side to Somerville, who swapped sides with Nonto. Nonto's on the right, and he's been found by Somerville. On the right-hand side, edge of the box, plays it to Archie Gray, back to goal. So has to go back into Nonto, who now works with right-back Shackleton, who has the ball now on the angle. Plays it back out to Nonto, into Shackleton again. Across to Ampadu. Forward 10 yards to Somerville, but then has to get the return as he was pressured by Tilt. Now out to the right-hand side to Nonto. He's got the run of Shackleton ahead of him. Uses it as a decoy to run into the space that he provided from the burst forward there, Shackleton. He lays it off to Somerville. Out to Shackleton in the end. Goes down the line to Nonto in the box. Pulls it right the way across. And it avoids the on-rushing Joe Gellart at the back post. And it was well defended by, I think it was Watson at the far post. Still alive for Leeds. Crossed by Nonto. Corner kick. Deflected off Garbett. I think it was actually Bolton at the far post there, stopping that ball across. It was a tasty one across from Nonto, who takes this corner short here on the near side. Somerville thinking about the cross. Try to take on Stevie Mallon on the outside. Pulled down by the Salford midfielder, but it's not given by the referee, and that will be given. Nonto fouling Luke Garbett. Nonto's frustrated by the refereeing performance so far. Oliver Langford will get the yellow card out for Willie Nonto. After a bit of a cynical challenge there on Stevie Mallon in the Salford left-back area. Just over half an hour to go. Still Salford 1, Leeds 0. Nonto not happy, boy. Leeds thought Somerville was fouled there, and he probably was by Stevie Mallon on the edge of the box on the right-hand side towards the byline. And in disgust and probably trying to get a bit of revenge for his teammate, Nonto took out Connor McLennan, the man who came off the bench at half-time. But he is one for getting his cards out this season so far, Oliver Langford. He usually referees in the Championship. He's refed 3 games so far, and in those 3 he's brandished 12 yellow cards and 2 red cards. The 2 red cards came, one in the game against Blackburn and Hull in the Championship, and the other one came in the League Cup first round game he officiated where Huddersfield and Middlesbrough met. He sent someone off in that one as well. Change for Leeds, first of the game. It'll be Joe Gellart to come off, number 30. And he's going to be replaced by number 23, Louis Sinisterra, the Colombian left winger for Leeds. Joined last season from Feyenoord for £21 million. Bagged his first goal of the season against Ipswich at the weekend. Injured for quite a bit of last season. Struggled with a foot injury, muscle and ankle as well. But he comes on replacing Gellart. So I think Somerville will drop more centrally. Sinisterra will go out to the left-hand side and Nonto will play on the right. Shackleton enters the Salford half and lays it off into Nonto, who's now primarily playing in this right-wing position in the final third. One-on-one with Garbett. Plays inside to Ampadu, 30 yards away from goal. He's only looking for a pass. Goes short and completes a 1-2 with Somerville. Now that's the left to Hjelde. Finds Sinisterra. off the bench, wanting to cut in onto his right foot, playing it across Somerville, edge of the box, in the box, enters the box with a shot, deflects wide for a corner. Looks like the goal's coming, but Salford are hanging on at the minute. Drove forward on the edge of the box, and as he entered the box, that's when he decided to try and open up for a shot in the bottom right corner. But he was blocked behind the post for a corner, which Somerville will take. Play's just been stopped for the minute as Jorginho Rutter and Luke Bolton, both number 24s for each side, just having a little conversation with the referee, Oliver Langford. There'll be an outswinger from Crescentio Somerville, number 10 for Leeds. It's a deep one once again, header won by a Leeds man. It's still alive for Rutter to strike, but he definitely pushed Luke Bolton in the back 6 yards out to try and get the shot away, but I think there was a flag up anyway. I think there might have been an offside there as the ball was put back in. Another free header though, one at the far post for Leeds to get it back in the 6-yard box to put Salford under real pressure. But again, they survive. Go through some latest scores here. I'll try and mention the main scores as they go past. Some kicked off at different times, so some of them will be full-time. Fulham and Tottenham still 1-1. Luton 3-1 up against Gillingham. Brentford being held at Newport. Plymouth still 3-2 down against Crystal Palace. As the long goal kick's flicked on by Matt Smith. Callum Hendry can't get there for Salford. Deep inside the Leeds half, and it's back with the Whites, Leeds United. Stoke are beating Rotherham at home 6-1. Bournemouth are 3-2 up now against Swansea. Leicester still 2 up at Tranmere. Wolves have scored 4 at home to Blackpool. Wrexham have equalised against Bradford at home 1-1 in that one. Shackleton, ball inside, cut out by Ashley, but the touch has gone straight into Archie Gray, so Leeds can still attack. Rutter tries the 1-2 with Somerville. He's been pulled down there by Adrian Mariappa, and that'll be a free kick for Leeds, and it'll be a yellow card for the Jamaican. Mariappa, the 36-year-old, booked, pulling down Somerville. He intercepted the ball there, Osama Ashley, the midfielder, but his touch fell straight back into the path of Gray, who played it inside Somerville, and 25 yards out, he was pulled down for a free kick. Hi, mate, you're really good. Great commentary, this. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Try to cover all kinds of leagues this season and competitions. That's why I'm doing this today. League Cup, got Serie A on Saturday. Napoli and Lazio got the Scottish League on Sunday. Rangers Celtic. So I'll be covering all the European competitions, Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, European leagues, lower all the leagues basically, as you can see as it covers on the bottom of your screen. I totally forgot the timer as Somerville plays out to the left. It's a face ball out to Nonto, but he brings it down on his chest, gets it back inside to Hjelde. Curls the ball in towards the penalty spot, header won by Matt Smith. It's directed towards the byline where it nearly goes for a corner, but it's kept in by Garbutt and Hendry towards the corner flag. As Hendry clears it, blocked by Rutter, falls to the path of Shackleton, who goes down the byline, pulls it across. Shots deflected over. Strauch on his weaker right foot, aimed towards goal, deflects over the bar. It was well won by Rutter, and Shackleton got on it, took on Luke Garbutt, and as he pulled it back, it fell to Strauch. Free strike, just a bit off balance, and over the bar it went after the deflection. Totally forgot the timer, I do apologise. We're just over 65 minutes in. Somerville outswinger. So one towards the near post, flipped on by a Salford head. Right through to the edge of the box to the Leeds left. No one's there though. Strauch nearly left it. Big challenge there by Osama Ashley to take it away from the Dutchman. And then he's brought down on halfway on the Salford right. And I think that might be a free kick for the Ammies. Really well done there by Osama Ashley, who chased Strauch down. Who didn't go to the ball originally because he thought one of his teammates was there on the left-hand side. Good midfield play there by former Colchester man, Osama Ashley, number 4, midfielder. Picked up a red card already this season, Osama Ashley, away at Grimsby in their 2-0 away loss, Salford. Diagonal ball in the box from the free kick, looking towards Ryan Watson. Loses out, and it trickles, well, he wins the header, but it trickles right through for a goal kick. Leeds playing out from the back, deep inside their own half with Charlie Cresswell, the centre half. Goes to right back Shackleton. Ball inside to Ampadu. sitting in between the two centre-backs. There we go, 66.5 minutes in. Still 1-0 to Salford, who lead after a Matt Smith header in the 34th minute. It's now with Nonso in the right wing position in the final third. He's got Shackleton in support, goes inside to the right back, goes inside once more to Somerville, looks back out wide to Nonso, everything to his left, just outside the box, curls it towards the penalty spot. Rutter can't get there ahead of Tilt, who clears for Salford on the volley. Kept alive by Ampadu, heads it out wide left now to Sinistera, the substitute. Wanting to cut onto his stronger right foot, does do so. 25 yards out from goal, decides to spread it out to the right-hand side to Nonto, who's now in the box towards the byline, pulls it across, it's well dealt with by Tilt. And again, it will fall to Leeds, to right-back Shackleton, played back to halfway to Cresswell. Well kept alive there by Leeds, who work it back out to the right-hand side to Archie Gray. Forward to Nonto, again, one-on-one with Salford's left-back. Pulls a low one in, Rutter lays it off, Somerville spins and shoots, and it's tipped behind for another corner. Really piling on the pressure now, Leeds. Somerville this time with a strike. Good low ball there from Nonto to Rutter, who just laid it off first time to Somerville, who spun with a roulette really nicely to get away from McLennan. And with the left foot, hit a shot, not fully, struck well, but enough to force Cairns into a save, as it'll be a Leeds in-swinger now. Towards the penalty spot, header won by a Salford man to the edge of the box now. It runs through to Shackleton, 35 yards away from goal for Leeds. Out to the right-hand side to Hielder, usually left back, but finds himself in a right wing position. Doesn't fancy taking on the Salford man, so goes back to Shackleton. Now Strauch forward to Ampadu, 25 yards out, doesn't fancy a strike, so goes out to the right to Shackleton, into Gray, who's in support. 17-year-olds, played every single minute so far of this season for Leeds, including that first round game against Shrewsbury, the 17-year-old midfielder. Out to the left now, Somerville feeds the overlap and Nonso, ball inside, strike, but the ref blew the whistle. It was an offside flag, I think, on Nonso as he received the ball from Somerville. Tried the ball pull back towards Rutter there, but didn't matter because Nonso was offside. Change for Salford, second of the game. Liam Shepherd came off at half-time for Conor McLennan, and now we're going to get, I think, another Conor coming on. As we're going to get a change here for the Ammies. And that's Callum Hendry. So, yep, number 9, Callum Hendry, is going to be replaced by attacking midfielder Conor McElhenney. So we've got Conor McLennan and Conor McElhenney. Englishman, signed 2 years ago on a free from Oldham. Made 2 Premier League appearances when he was at Everton in 2011 against Arsenal and Norwich. Now at the age of 31. Comes on for the last 20 minutes to replace Callum Hendry. Salford are in possession halfway. Left back Garbett. Plays down the channel, down the line. Something to chase for the number 18 who's just come on, McElhenney. Can't quite beat the Leeds man to it. And it's well played out here from Archie Gray. And Ampadu now linking up with Somerville. Shifts it out to the left to Sinistera. Under his feet, but he's allowed to get it back under control. Start into the box. Back out on the edge of the box. Try to cut onto his right foot. Tackled well by Mallon. But the tackle drops to Archie Gray. Salford have now got men back. But Leeds have got extra bodies forward. Shackleton running at the box. Enters the box on the right. Pulls it back low with a strike met by, I think it was Sinistera. But he just slips and gets underneath the ball and sends it over the bar. Good ball out to the right by Gray. Shackleton. Good run. Good low ball into the path of Sinistera, the Colombian. But from 10 yards out, scooped it over the bar. Still 1-0 to Salford. Be a very historic night for the club. Never reached the third round of the League Cup. Palace are now definitely through against Plymouth. 4-2 up now. As Luke Garbett is down for Salford, the left back. Wrexham is still 1-1 with Bradford. 85th minute. So Luke Garbett, the left back's down. Played 4 of the 5 League 2 games so far. Got an assist against Tranmere in their 4-3 win. As there is Roy Keane and Nicky Butt in attendance. The last time these two sides met in 2019. Sir Alex Ferguson was in attendance that night. Which at that time was probably Salford's biggest ever game in their history in terms of size of club they played. And there is Ella Toone. Plays for Manchester United Women. Just back from a very successful World Cup campaign with England. Didn't end in glory, but a good run to the final for the Lionesses. There's going to be another change for Salford. Number 8, Matty Lund, is coming off. Usually a holding midfielder, but is said to be very good defensively and offensively. Matty Lund. Is he going to replace Luke Garbett, who I think's holding the groin area, which isn't great for Luke Garbett because he struggled a lot of injury in his career, the left back. Missed 27 league games last season, and he's going to be replaced by Matty Lund. So not quite sure what they're going to do position-wise here, because Matty Lund isn't necessarily a left back; he is a midfielder. So I think Luke Bolton's gone out to left back for Salford. I'll let you know when I can get a full picture of it. But Ryan Watson here for Salford's on the left wing position. Here is Matty Lund getting his first few touches of the ball. And here's Luke Bolton, the number 24, at left back. Goes across to his centre-half, Mariappa, who just about stops Sinistera getting onto it. He's then nearly pickpocketed by Somerville, but really good from Mariappa on halfway to keep it away from Leeds, who would have been in behind. Great ball in behind now for Salford. Lifted ball in, but I think it's took a deflection, and it's an easy catch for Caldaro. So Luke Bolton's gone left back. I'm trying to work out who's dropped in at right back. Nonto on the right. One-on-one with Bolton. Touch into the box. It's a heavy one. It can be swept up here by Curtis Tilt, who goes down under the challenge of Nonto. Not strong enough for a foul. Oh, he was strong enough for a foul. Curtis Tilt feels a knock in the back in the left back area. And a free kick's been given. Covered there for Luke Bolton, who nearly got took on there by Nonto. I think it was a free kick. Just a little nudge in the back there from the Italian. Really good defensively for Salford. Because like I said, last season for clean sheets, it wasn't amazing for Salford. They kept 12 clean sheets, but 9 of them came in the first half of the season under the keeper Tom King, who was in on loan. And then they had to replace him with Alex Cairns, and he only made the 4 clean sheets in the league, and then added to that 4 clean sheets with 1 in the playoff semi-final. So defensively, they're not usually as strong. And at home, they've not won a game yet. Even though they've only played twice at home this season, Salford, they've drawn to Crawley and lost to Accrington Stanley at the weekend. But they are blocking out Championship Leeds. Rutter on the turn. Tries to enter the box, but he's been brought down by Bolton. Referee sees it as a free kick. Right towards the corner of the box on the right-hand side, just on the edge, Jorginho Rutter goes down under the challenge of Luke Bolton. Good turn by the Frenchman to get away from Tilt. And then a good touch to get away from Bolton. Definitely a free kick. And it's in a dangerous area for Leeds United to try and get an equaliser with 15 minutes to go. Another change for Leeds. Number 22 coming off. Archie Gray. He started and played all the minutes in the 6 games so far this season. But takeaway tonight. Finally being subbed off. The 17-year-old who's been trusted a lot by Daniel Farker. The 17-year-old. But this is the first time this season he's been subbed off. And he's going to be replaced by number 42. Number 19, sorry. I think. New number for him. Sam Greenwood. Attacking midfielder. I'd say a bit more attacking minded. Formerly of the Arsenal Academy. Number 19, now Greenwood. It's a ball towards the near post and it falls towards Strauch, who pokes in the 6-yard box. They run into the goal to pick up the ball because they want to go and get a winner. It's a really scrappy one for Leeds. Sam Greenwood with an effect straight off the bench. It was a cross towards the first few players in the box for Leeds. Didn't aim towards the far post, went towards the near post instead. Not dealt with well at all. Short ball in. Not cleared at all by Mallon. Watson made a mess of it. And as Watson misplaced his touch on the 6-yard line, it went right through to Strauch, who just poked it in the 6-yard box. Really unfortunate really poor touch off the right boot of Ryan Watson, which put it into the path of Strauch, who poked it in between the legs of Alex Cairns. Another game without a clean sheet for the Salford keeper. It's 1-1. It's a bad ball from Sam Greenwood. It is really poor. And Mallon's clearance, I think, came off Rutter, which then put it in the path of Ryan Watson. And his touch was so bad, it went back towards his own goal, which allowed Strauch to poke forward. It's 2-2 now for the Dutchman in League Cup games. He scored in the first round against Shrewsbury, which was the winner in the end. He's now scored the equaliser in the second round. Watson will want to forget that moment, but for Leeds, they're going to try and go on and get a winner. We've got a free kick for Salford, about 30 yards away from goal. It's a one-man wall, and that's Somerville. Chipped into the box, headed down by Cresswell, always far, is Ashley, lifts it in the box, it drops to Mariappa, tries to shoot, blocked by Strauch and cleared. Up towards Rutter, who challenges with Bolton. Bolton comes out of it, and Ashley takes over to Mallon. Back out to the left to Bolton, back to his own goal. Tilt gives chase, he'll get there ahead of Rutter. Played it back into his 18-yard box to goalkeeper Cairns, who takes on Jorginho Rutter and just about clears it. Along as far as Sinistera, plays it through to Somerville. In the box, Chance doesn't get the shot away. Keeps it in on the byline. Big challenge, I think, from Osama Ashley for Salford. Leeds carry on, though, with Greenwood on the left. Entering the box. Is he tripped? No, again, the referee doesn't give it. And Salford can clear up to halfway to Matt Smith, who holds it up towards Micheleni. But he loses out to Ampadu, who spins beautifully and gets it out to right back Shackleton. Leeds want a winner. Edge of the box, enters the box, goes far right out to Nonto. One-on-one with Watson, down the line to Greenwood, pulls it across, deflects up and cleared towards the edge of the box by Salford. And over to the halfway line to Strauch, plays it into the path of Hielder. It's manic, it's panic for Salford. Ball inside, Sinistera, the Colombian, crosses with a curler towards the 6-yard box. Avoids Rutter, out for a goal kick. What a mad last few minutes where we've had a goal and an equaliser for Leeds. Osama Ashley's gone down struggling. He's really battled in that midfield today for Salford City. Change the scoreline eventually. You think Leeds can make the comeback? 100%. They look dangerous. They could have scored there with Somerville, who entered the box there, and he just had to play it beyond Alex Cairns, who'd come out to close the angle down. And then the penalty shout. Let's have a look. Somerville went to shoot. Unbelievable sliding tackle there from Osama Ashley to stop Somerville from pulling the trigger. Not quite seen a replay on the penalty shout, but it looked like another strong appeal for Leeds. If this is, go straight to penalties. No extra time. Straight to penalties. Goal kick taken for Salford. Headed on by Smith. Tries to play it through, but it's Cresswell to get there first. Plays it back to Darlow in the 18-yard box, and Leeds can build from the back. Nonso. Just 10 yards inside the Salford half, so still quite far away from the Salford goal. Gets out to the right to Greenwood. He's had an effect since coming on. Gets a switch out to the left. Great ball from Greenwood. Beautiful ball. Sinistera in the final third. Enters the box. Goes around the outside. Byline. Pulls it across. Comes off the keeper. Falls to Somerville. Shot blocked by Rutter. Can't be cleared. Greenwood. Blocked again on the edge. Shot by Ampadu. Over the stand and out of the stadium. Goal kick. And surely Leeds are going to find a winner. Not yet. But it's looking likely with 10 minutes to go. Ball was found to Sinistera. Went the long way around Ashley. Pulled in the 6-yard box. Cleared by Cairns. Shot by Somerville. Nonto couldn't strike because Bolton got there first, but he could only clear as far as Greenwood. His shot blocked again, and Ampadu got onto it on the edge of the box, and his shot was way over the bar, out the ground. It still remains 1-1 at the Peninsula Stadium. Goal kick again up towards Matt Smith, wins the flick onto Lund. Ball through. Does it find his man? Salford are in the box. It's number. Can they get the shot away? It's Micheleni with the shot blocked by the chest of Darlow. Still alive. Watson tries the cross, blocked. But it does trickle into the box for Salford. With Micheleni out to left back. Bolton works himself away from Nonso. Lifts it into the box down the left channel. Can't find Micheleni. It's overhit. And that'll be a goal kick in the end for Leeds. Salford showing they can get in behind. Micheleni tried to shoot as he was played through in the box, but Hjelde closed down the angle until it did eventually open up for a shot, and it was saved by the stomach of Darlow. Centre circle is Somerville. Brought down cynically in a free kick there by McLennan. Leeds have had 25 shots, 7 on target, 73% possession. But still they are only at 1-1. Nonso in the final third. Overlap of Shackleton, uses it. Low ball, off Nonso, across! And he avoids everyone. Still alive at the far post for Somerville. What can he do? Wants to shoot on his right foot. He does do so, and it deflects wide for another corner. You can't say Leeds haven't tried, but Salford are heroically defending this 1-1 that they've currently got. Chance after chance after chance. And so many corners. I think this is their 13th corner of the game. It's a deep one all the way to the far post where it avoids everyone. And it's actually gone out of play by Greenwood. It curled in and out. It curled out and in. That's a goal kick for Salford. Still somehow Salford hold on to just the draw for now. Cairns out to the far right hand side to Matt Smith. Controls it as well on the halfway and plays it back to Ashley, who pokes it forward towards Micheleni. Cut out by Strauch. Won back by Salford in the centre circle now with Ryan Watson, the number 7. Brought down illegally by Sam Greenwood. That'd be a free kick for Salford just inside the Leeds United half, more centrally placed on the field. It'll be Stevie Mallon to take. I think he's going to direct his centre-halves to get up there to try and get this in the box if possible. Try and form a scoring opportunity here, Salford City. Mallon lifts it into the box. Matt Smith helps it into the box. Matty Lund lays it off to the edge now to Ashley. Central midfield, back to the Leeds goal. So has to play it into Mallon, who works it out to the right again to McLennan. Sinister is there, closing him down. He's able to work a left-footed cross to the edge of the 6-yard box, but the header's won by Strauch, and the counter's on. The counter really is on. Rutter down the left-hand side. He's got Sinister on the overlap. Somerville to his right. Looks towards his right to Nonso, who's bursting forward, but it's cut out superbly. And Salford have got the ball on their right-hand side. With Watson, he keeps away from Sinister and Greenwood. Really well played from Watson, who was at fault for the Leeds goal. It's now Mallon in central midfield for Salford. Plays it forward into the Leeds half now to Micheleni. Out to the far right-hand side now. One-on-one. McLennan. One-on-one with Hjelde. Takes it on the right foot. Tries the cross. Blocked by Hjelde. Headed away by Strauch. Towards Somerville. Who's fouled there by Stevie Mallon. Bit of a push in the back and Leeds can breathe a bit. If Somerville stays down and it remains 1-1 with 5 minutes to go. Straight to penalties if it's level. We've got some games going to penalties already. Fulham and Tottenham have gone to penalties. Portsmouth, Peterborough have gone to penalties. Port Vale Crew. Wrexham Bradford's gone to penalties as well. Sheffield Wednesday Mansfield has. Newport Brentford, Exeter Stevenage. A lot of games going to penalties and a lot of Salford players struggling. Obviously the demand this game has put on the Salford players is extreme. They've literally been chasing the ball for about 70-80 minutes, but I think Matt Smith's actually down with blood coming from his lip. So maybe one of those aerial duels he's had today, one of many. He's been struck in the face. I've seen a replay. Didn't see him get caught, but he probably did because there is blood coming from his lip. Matt Smith signed in January of 2022 from Championship Millwall. Dropped down a few divisions to play for Salford. His dad was born in Edinburgh and his mum was born in Paris. But he is an English international, born in England. In his career, played 276 times in the Championship, scoring 59 goals. Matt Smith, definitely a bit of a journeyman. A 32-year-old. He's just getting checked out here with blood gushing from his lip from a aerial duel, I'm presuming, with one of the Leeds players. Didn't see where it occurred, but definitely did occur. Trying to get some penalty results for you. It looks like Salford are going to make another change. It's going to be Marcus Dackers. It's going to be like for like, because Marcus Dackers, the Welshman, 20 years old, 6'7", around about that. I don't know if he'll be replacing Matt Smith. Might have to. I think he is going to be replacing Matt Smith here. He scored Salford's goal to put them 1-0 up in the 34th minute. 34th minute, yep. And he'll be replacing Matt Smith here, Marcus Dackers. Assisted by Luke Garbutt. And here comes the challenge. Went up for the ball with Hjelde. And he was just caught in the face by the outstretched arm of Hjelde. And he had to come off for Marcus Dackers. 20 years of age. Second appearance of the season. Came off the bench against Accrington Stanley in the last game. Didn't feature against Preston in the first round. But he comes on, 6'7", joined from Brighton's academy 2 years ago. Spent last season 2 loan spells, scored 3 in 6 for Southend, and then got 3 in 20 for Woking as he got to the playoff semi-finals with them in the National League. So back underway, 2 minutes of the 90 to go. Nonso, great ball in behind for Shackleton. In the box, on the right, has to turn away because he's been pressured and his pass has been deflected straight into the path of Ryan Watson. Break could be on for Salford. Out to the right-hand side to Dackers, who will give chase. He's fresh off the bench, but Strout got there ahead of him. And he can play between him and Carl Darlow. And Leeds come out with it. Still in their own half, though. With Sinistera. Looking out to the right-hand side, and he whips it out to the right. To Nonso. He's got space to run into. Corner of the box. Plays it in. Deflects across. What a save, Cairns. It was a low ball put in. It was helped on by Shackleton into the left-hand side of the box where it was met first time. And a save down low to his right at the near post. Helped on by Shackleton. First time shot by Jorginho Rutter, who thought he'd got the winner. Great reactions. Down low quickly to his right. And that keeps the game alive. What a save, Alex Cairns. Good low ball in from Nonso. Helped on by Shackleton. First time strike about 10 yards out on the left by Rutter. Great save. And we carry on towards the 90th minute. Still 1-1. We'll have a bit of a time added on after the little bit of a few breaks we've had during the second half. It's going to be a Leeds in-swinger deep towards the far post. Header won by Curtis. Tilt to the edge of the box where it'll be Shackleton to regain it for Leeds. Getting away from the challenge of Mallon. Nonso recycles it into the box. Free header for Leeds. And Jorginho Rutter, 10 yards out, heads it over. Not a worry in the end for Alex Cairns. Because Jorginho Rutter's last chance with the shot definitely caused him a bit of stress. But he got down beautifully to save that one. And then for this one, there was no harm. There was no worry. Eight minutes of added on time. Tottenham will bottle it as always. We'll wait and see. You think Leeds will come back? I'm not sure. They're running out of time. But they've definitely had enough chances to win it. I'll give you some penalty scores soon. Tilt. Can't head far away. But Ashley hooks away a Somerville ball through towards Sinistera. It'll be thrown for Leeds on halfway with Hjelde on the Leeds left on the far side. Throws it into Somerville. Down the line to Sinistera. Tries to take it on the inside. Heavy touch. Won back by Matty Lund. And the number 8 for Salford is now on the ball. Plays it through into the Leeds half. Try to find the run of McLennan. But it was just a bit ahead of the Scotsman. And it'll be a throw in for Leeds. Already taken back to the 18-yard box. To Carl Darlow. To right back Shackleton. Faces forward. Plays it on the inside now to Greenwood. Gets away from the challenge of Matty Lund. And shifts it out to the left into the Salford half with Luis Sinistera. Being pressured by McLennan. Goes on the inside to Somerville. 30 yards away from goal. Lifts it. Spreads it out to Shackleton on the right. Edge of the box. Out to the right. Forward. Nonso tries the first time ball towards Greenwood. Blocked by Luke Bolton. He's had a fantastic game. He's played right wing, right back, left back. And he concedes the corner. Be a right-footed outswinger for Sam Greenwood to take. In it goes. Deep one once again. Header won by Sinistera, but it's well wide of the post. And it will be seeded away for a goal kick for Salford. Just didn't connect with that header well, Sinistera. About 12 yards away from goal. Neil Wood, Salford manager, will be very happy in his 64th game as manager of Salford. Did get to the quarterfinals of the Papa John's Trophy last season. Salford looking to win that again, as they did in 2020, beating Portsmouth 4-2 on penalties. And there's Paul Scholes in the crowd as well. Free kick for Leeds, I think, as Marcus Dackers just fouls Hielder on an aerial duel. The 6'7" striker just using his arms a bit too much. Played 2.5 minutes of the 8 added on. Out to Shackleton, just passes the halfway line and gets it forward and down to the right again to Nonto, who's caused havoc for Salford, but not really materialised to anything. Furthest right towards the corner flag, Sam Greenwood. 1-on-1 with Luke Bolton. Left foot, cross blocked. Throwing for Leeds United in the final third. As a Salford fan boots the ball away from Sam Greenwood. Wonder if the fan will pick up a book in there for time wasting. Oliver Langford keeps the cards in the pockets. His right back Shackleton has the throw in for Leeds. As the Whites want to cause heartbreak. Throwing down the line to Nonto. Kicks it off of Ryan Watson. For another throw in for Leeds. Deep inside the Salford half towards the corner flag on the Leeds right. Thrown into Somerville. He's going to look towards the opposite side here as he goes across to Strauch. In behind, ball for Sinistera. Finds him. 6-yard box off the post. Did Alex Cairns get a touch? The referee's unsure. The Colombian nearly won it. Great reverse ball from Strauch in the box. Looking like he's going to go far left. Instead goes on the inside of Ashley, who's having to make up at right back. And he strikes it towards the near post. Comes off Cairns. Onto the post. And out for a corner. And they're taking it here with Greenwood. Tries to go into Somerville, but he's tackled by Osama Ashley. In right back position. Down the line by Lund to McLennan. He keeps it in as well. Enters the Leeds half. Marcus Dackers is striding towards the box. McLennan still has it. Has to hold it up. Ball towards Dackers. Goes for the header, but he's beaten to it by Cresswell. He'll fall to Nonto on the edge. He will spin and turn and sprint away. Right on halfway line. Enters the Salford half. Goes to his left. It's a short ball and it can be cleared by Salford. Right up through. And into the hands of Carl Darlow. What an exciting game. What an exciting end to this League 2 fixture at the Peninsula. Just inside the Salford half now. Somerville picks it up deep. Spreads it. Wide right. Nonto. He's got the overlap of Shackleton. Right on the edge. On the right corner of the box. Drives on the inside. Heavy touch. Keeps it moving though to Ampadu. He's been caught late there though. Nonto as he released it. And he'll have a free kick. And he's in a lot of pain there, Willie Nonto. Ampadu wanted advantage because I think Shackleton was away on the right. But as Nonto just poked it after a heavy touch, he was just caught late. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Next commentary coming up, Napoli-Lazio on Saturday night. And Rangers-Celtic on the Sunday lunchtime at 12. Fulham are through. Tottenham out. Fulham win on penalties. 5-3. Looks like Bradford are about to head through. Away at Wrexham. Yep, Bradford through. 4-3 on penalties. Wrexham out. Tottenham out as well. Being beaten on penalties 5-3. But this is perfect. More suited for a left footer, but it's going to be the right-footed Sam Greenwood. Can he bend it around the wall? He goes towards the keeper's side and he hits the crossbar. Could this night get any more frustrating for Leeds? They could have scored about 5 goals. He tries to whip it to the keeper's side. Alex Cairns was definitely beaten. He tried to dive towards it, but was not getting near that. And it hits the top of the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. And Sam Greenwood, as soon as he came on, he provided an assist for the Leeds goal scored by Strauch. Wanted a goal of his own and nearly got it. But it hit the crossbar. Ball forward from the goal kick, and Marcus Dackers has been fouled by Strauch. Free kick for Salford, and it's a chance for them to get it in the box. Just 10 yards into the Leeds half, so it's quite far away from goal, but they can easily plant this one in the box, especially when they've got a 6'7" Dackers in there, who's yet to score for Salford in his 11th appearance for the first team. And it is going to be put into the box, I think. Dackers is up there. Tilties, Mariappa as well. It's a ball in towards Dackers. He heads it on across in the box. It's bouncing. It's there to be won. And it's Greenwood to clear for Leeds. Back to Watson. He goes back once more to Bolton on halfway. Clips it out to the left to Dackers. Is he onside? He is towards the byline. He shifts it away into Micheleni. Goes on the outside, tries to pull it back, and it's blocked, and it's a corner for Salford. Salford try to get a chance to win it here with Micheleni. .30 seconds to go with the 8 added on, and we've got a Salford corner. Leeds might not have another chance to get the winner here. It's going to be in right-footed in-swinger. It's a deeper one. Header won by a Leeds man, though. Drops to the edge of the box to Watson. Helps it back in towards Micheleni. It'll fall through to Carl Darlow. 10 seconds left to go. Darlow kicks out of his hands. Over the top looking for Nonto. It's a good header out for a throw-in, though, by Luke Bolton. Clearing the danger. We've played the 8 minutes. And that'll be that. 8 minutes of added on time was enough. We've not played any more of that. And we will have a penalty shootout at the Peninsula Stadium. It ends Salford 1, Leeds United 1. Goal scoring started in the 34th minute in the first half. Matt Smith heading in the bottom right corner from around 12 yards out. And it's been all Leeds. They've had 33 shots, 9 on target, 33 shots, 9 on target, 71% possession. And the only time they were able to score was from Pascal Strauch in the 6-yard box, poking home beyond Alex Cairns after a Sam Greenwood free kick was put in the box. Stevie Mallon couldn't clear it. Ryan Watson miscontrolled it, and Strauch could put home. Leeds also had 2 penalty shouts in the second half, none of them given. One on Nonto in the first minute of the second half, and one on Sinistera. But after 90 minutes, it's Salford 1, Leeds 1, and it's a great chance for Salford to try and reach the 3rd round of the League Cup for the very first time. But Mallon couldn't clear. Watson miscontrolled, fell to Strauch, just poked his left foot at it, through the legs of Alex Cairns, and in it went for a Leeds equaliser. But you can't say Leeds haven't tried. Getting set up for penalties. Great save as well from Cairns at the end on Rutter at the far post, saving at his near post. Sinistera as well got in behind, saved onto the post by Cairns. Did have a good second half, the goalkeeper. Greenwood also hit the crossbar as well. Plenty of chances for Leeds to win it, but they just couldn't divert. And this is what happens when you don't take your chances. You have to risk the penalty shootout. Cairns, the goalkeeper, the Salford captain for tonight, is waiting with the officials to organise the shootout. Strauch meets up with him in the middle. It's going to see who's taking where. Penalties taken in front of the Salford City fans. It's a big win for Salford. And Leeds get the choice to take first or second. I think it'll be Leeds first, but it'll be taken in front of the Salford end. So it'll be Cairns and Darlow, the goalkeepers, to try and be the heroes for their sides. Cairns is already a hero. He's made some fantastic saves, especially that second half. So we Leeds to take first, with Sam Greenwood putting the cross from the free kick, which led to the Leeds goal. The 21-year-old, 1 goal senior for Leeds came last season in the Premier League. It's Bournemouth in a 4-3 win last November. And there is Alex Cairns applauding his home support as he's getting ready to put himself in the history books for Salford. As Salford are trying to reach the League Cup third round for the very first time. Roy Keane, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, all in attendance to try and see their bitter rivals Leeds get knocked out of the cup. And here we go. Greenwood's take first, right-footed, sprints at it and slots it bottom left. Good amount of power to beat Cairns, who dived the right way. And Leeds starts off well with taking the lead in the shootout. Now it's Carl Darlow's turn. Remember, Salford got to the second round after beating Preston North End on penalties 4-2. Salford didn't miss a penalty in that first round. The penalty shootout they had before that was in the playoff semi-finals last season, where they were defeated by Stockport County. I think they missed 2 penalties that day. Could have even been more, but they didn't miss any against Preston. Stevie Mallon's first for Salford. Right-footed, down the middle. Carl Darlow dived to his right. And Stevie Mallon blasted down the middle to put Salford level on penalties. After one each, it's 1-1. Well taken by Mallon. Neil Wood watches on. The Salford gaffer. Pascal Strauch, who got the equaliser, scored in the first round against Shrewsbury, scored in the second round now tonight against Salford. He's left-footed. It's our first left-footer. Runs up to it, bottom right, just beyond Cairns, who went the right way again. Good penalty from Strauch because the power was enough to get it beyond the goalkeeper, but he's gone right both times. Alex Cairns yet to keep one out. 2-1 to Leeds. But Salford have one to take. It's Mekaleni. Formerly of Everton. Now 31 years of age. The number 18 sets the ball down. Both hands on his hips as he steps up to take. Right-footed, curls it beyond the keeper. Goes towards the right-hand side of the goal. The keeper dive left. And it's 2-2 after 2 each. Good penalty from Mekaleni. Jorginho Rutter to take. Their record signing arrived in January of this year. Got his first goal at the weekend for the club. They need him to turn up now from the spot. Back-to-back left-footers for Leeds. Salford fans trying to distract him behind that goal. Rutter from the spot. Saved by Cairns! It went down the middle. He stayed put. And Salford have the advantage. Really poor penalty from the Frenchman, who's had a decent game tonight in terms of link-up play. Just not quite had the rub of the green. Tries to go down the middle. Cairns stayed put, and it was an easy save. If anything, Rutter was trying to just put it down towards the right side of the keeper, but mainly it was aiming down towards the middle, and it was an easy save for Alex Cairns. Ryan Watson to give Salford the lead after 3 penalties each, and he does it well. Slams it down the left side of the goal. Carl Darlow dived the other way, and Salford lead after 3 penalties, 3-2. Interesting to note as well, Alex Cairns didn't save any of Preston's penalties. Preston missed 2, and both of them, I think one hit the woodwork and one went over the crossbar. So that's the first one he saved in this year's League Cup. Carl Darlow's not really got close to any so far. And here's Willie Nonso. Needs to score to keep Leeds in it. The Italian 19-year-old has been pushing a move away from the club. He stayed put for now. He's right-footed. The number 29. Eye on the ball. Goes up to take it and smashes it top left corner. Cairns dives the opposite way. Good penalty under the pressure for Willie Nonso. And that's 3-3. Salford score It puts all the pressure on Leeds. And it's Marcus Dackers, 6'7" Welshman. Came on as a sub late on for Matt Smith. Joined from the Brighton Academy. Came through at Manchester City before Brighton as well. He's got pedigree. He's got height. Does he have the nerve to score this penalty to really give Salford the advantage? 2 steps back and a striker. That's brilliant. That's so well taken. Marcus Dackers sent the ball, put the ball down, took 2 steps back, 1 step forward and smashed it home. Down the left side again. Darlow the wrong way. Interesting run up. 2 steps back and then just went at it. 4-3 to Salford after 4 each. Leeds need to score to stay in it. And it's Sinistera. Another player who's wanting a move away from the club. But again, he's staying at Leeds for now. And he needs to score. Leeds need him to score. Right-footed. Hands on hips again. Now they're released. And it's scored. Bottom left corner. Cairns went the right way this time, but it was just beyond his reach. And Sinistera has done all he can to keep Leeds in it. But this gives the chance for Salford to take it. They didn't miss a penalty against Preston. They've not missed one tonight against Leeds. This is for the victory. And it's Conor McLennan. Signed on a free this summer from Aberdeen. Scored twice in the first round against Preston. And now he's got the chance to send them through. To knock out Leeds United. To knock out Championship opposition once again. It's the number 11. He's right-footed. Breathes in. Breathes out. Runs towards it. And hits the crossbar. It was too good to be true. Devastation for Nicky Butt. Neil Wood is emotionless on the sidelines. And it stays 4-4 after 5 each. Oh, Carl Darlow dive left. McLennan put it to the right. But he put it too high and he hit the crossbar. McLennan misses. And we're at sudden death now. All square. Salford have had a chance to win it. They didn't take it. It's now Hielder, the left back, left-footed, stutters, bottom right corner, side netting, beautiful penalty. Cairns went late. He went the right way, but went late, so couldn't get there. And it's now Matty Lund to take the next one. Didn't take one against Preston. He missed against Stockport County in the playoff semi-final. He needs to score. It's now Leeds who have the opportunity to progress. Matty Lund needs to score. Salford's number 8 came off the bench in the second half, runs up towards it, and it's a goal. Carl Darlow got a hand towards it, but he only pushed it into the top left corner. And it's 5-5 after 6, and we carry on into the 7th. Went the right way, but the power was enough. Just out of the full reach of Carl Darlow, could only get fingertips to it. We're still level in the shootout. We're enjoying. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't. Commentaries all year round this season, aiming for 2 or 3 a week minimum, covering all kinds of leagues, competitions. So make sure you stick around this season. Charlie Cresswell to put Leeds back ahead and to put the pressure on Salford. It's going to be a short run up from the centre half. Smashes it into the back of the net. Down the middle, into the roof of the net. Cairns didn't really move. He went past him in a flash. Down the middle. Really well taken there by the centre half. Literally didn't give Cairns enough time to even react. And when he was able to try and get a hand towards it, the ball had gone right past him. And again, pressure on Salford. Sorry for the slight buffer in there, but we've got Luke Bolton. Bottom right corner. Dispatches. We continue in the shootout. 6-6. Sorry for the slight bit of disconnection there if you suffered it. But we're back. Bolton, who's been an absolute warrior tonight for Salford. He played right wing, right back and left back. Deserved to score. Didn't deserve to miss. Now it's Ethan Ampadu. the Welsh international, 44 caps for his country. Even though he's only 22, he's got a lot of experience, but he needs to score here. Right-footed. Which way will he go? Cairns points to the left. He then points to the right. And he goes down the middle and Cairns can't get there again. It's really close to the goalkeeper. He just can't get down quick enough to save it. And it's 7-6 after 8 for Leeds. He just goes to the left of Cairns Ampadu. Not that much in the corner, just to the side of him. Where it's too quick for him to react. And Salford, again, need to score. Adrian Mariappa joined on a free in March after being released by Burton in January of this year. He's 36 years of age. He's experienced everything in football. He needs to score. Mariappa! Bottom left corner. Just out of the reach of Darlow. 7-7 after 8. And we continue in the shootout. Right into the side netting. You can't get any more in the corner than that. Darlow had covered it as well. So if he didn't put it right in the corner, Mariappa's would have been saved. But Leeds, again, to gain the advantage in the shootout. Crescencio Somerville. The Dutch winger, brought in from Feyenoord 3 years ago. Comes across the ball, right-footed, stutters, top left corner. Cairns went the right way, but no chance he was getting anywhere near that with the power and the accuracy. 8-7 to Leeds. Salford need to score again. And it will be Curtis Tilt to take. Signed on a 2-year contract this summer from Wigan. He won League One only 2 seasons ago. He's now in League Two, taking on Championship opposition for Salford. He's left-footed. His run will start from the 18-yard line. Can he dispatch? He needs to. Curtis Tilt just beyond Darlow. He so nearly got there, the former Newcastle goalkeeper, but Tilt won't care. 8-8 after 9 penalties. Darlow dived to his right. He went the right way as Tilt opened up the body. It just went through his arms. He's dived like that, and it's gone right in between. Darlow will be frustrated, but Salford survive another kick. And it's Jamie Shackleton to take the 10th penalty for Leeds. Shackleton, right-footed, stutters with a run-up and off the crossbar. He opened up his body to send it to the top right corner. He just sent it too far up towards the top corner. He hits the crossbar and Salford have their second opportunity to win it. Shackleton might be the player to knock Leeds out with the penalty that he's just missed. Opened up the body too high off the crossbar, and to win it for Salford, Osama Ashley, central midfielder. He's had an unbelievable battle tonight with Ethan Ampadu, the 2 number 4s for each side. He'll be right-footed. Darlow needs to be a hero to win it for Salford. Saves it, but surely he's off his line. Surely. There's got to be a retake. Darlow saved it. And there's no retake. Is there? There's got to be. Booking for Darlow. Ashley has another chance. Darlow went so far off his line. That was crazy. He dived to his left, Darlow. He saved it, but so far off his line. So Osama Ashley will have another chance to send Salford through. Darlow, nearly the hero. He might turn out to be the villain. But Osama Ashley has another bite at this cherry. Another chance to send them through. From the spot. Scores for Salford! History for Salford! They knock out Leeds United. And for the first time in their history, Salford City progressed to the 3rd round of the League Cup. They've only gone and had to knock out 2 championship opponents. But they've done it both times on penalties. What a result for the Ammies. As the fans invade, it's Leeds devastation. It's Salford joy. And from the penalties, it finishes Salford 9, Leeds United 8. And it's Osama Ashley with the winning penalty. Salford battled. They will more than likely come out bruised. But after somehow seeing off the Leeds pressure to not lose that game, they were given their chance on penalties to win it. Oh, and win it they did again on penalties. Just to go through the stats once again, Leeds United had 33 shots in the game, 9 on target, 71% possession. They were only able to score once to equalise after Matt Smith's opener for Salford in the 34th minute. It's a piece of Salford history. At the Peninsula, they reached the 3rd round of the League Cup for the first time. A win away at Preston, a win at home to Leeds. And the 3rd round is when the big boys join the party. And could Salford get a dream draw? Maybe looking at a Premier League side. We'll have to wait and see. But as the fans are evacuated off the pitch, the players are down the tunnel. And after 90 minutes and a penalty shootout, it's 1-1 after the 90. 9-8 to Salford on penalties. And despite a league campaign where they've played 2 games at home and they've failed to win, it's only Championship Leeds and only Premier League Leeds of last season rock up to the Peninsula, and that's when they decide to win a game. Really, really good stuff there from Salford City. It's well deserved. They defended unbelievably to keep out Leeds, to avoid going and losing 2-1. Great commentary, cheers mate, well done Salford, thank you, really liked your commentary today, great stream, thank you very much. Next commentaries, it is Napoli-Lazio on Saturday, 7:45, and then also on Sunday at 12 o'clock, Rangers against Celtic. So make sure you're there for the weekend, check the channel when they go live. But for tonight, from the Peninsula Stadium, it ends Salford 1, Leeds United 1, 9-8 to the Ammies on penalties. After a war on the pitch, it's Salford who win. They come out victorious. They progress for the first time ever to the 3rd round of the League Cup. Osama Ashley was the one to win the shootout from the spot. He had a second go at it after Darlow came off his line, but second chance he took, he sent them through. Salford win 1-1 after 90, 9-8 on penalties. And tomorrow's the draw. We'll see who they get. But for tonight, they knock out Leeds. They write history. They are through to the 3rd round.